Alright, so last session, you guys, after clearing out the temple, headed back to the remains of Vanguard, where you met up with Alexandria and Angelo, who were pretty beat up. Apparently the Iceanvils and Beastfeet had been supplying the cultists with dead animals and dead frost giants for reanimation purposes. There was evidence of the clans being blackmailed, but since Alexandria didn't know too much about dwarven society, she left it up to the Stonemasons to clean up that mess. You guys headed to Nortec, where after a few days of gathering mundane equipment, Melanie and Malbert went to the Foundation Stone, had their battle. Melanie arose victorious, and now she wields Quartz Thunder. When you guys got back to Leona, the reconstruction on your keep started. Foreman Gladys Quackenbush found Melanie, since she was the quote. Oh, and Prim said her goodbyes to all of you. She pulled a Sam.
Mm-hmm.
She will be back eventually.
Sure. Right.
Sure. Yep. Mm-hmm. She's just off to go, experience life with her daughter, and then become a what is it? An antiques furniture counterfeit kingpin?
Yeah.
If she does not have some hardcore little warrior babies with Malbert, I'm gonna be real pissed.
I don't think that's how it works with halflings and dwarves.
You don't know that.
You're the DM. You can make it work.
Yeah, exactly. This is your world.
Quick question though.
Yes.
Didn't Prim have like a thing for tall people?
Oh wait, well, I mean, Malbert would have been taller than her. They could adopt some of the dwarves that were orphaned because of the explosion, and they could have a little adoptive cleric/warrior family, and it'd be so adorable.
Apparently, this is what we do when we don't have all of our players here. We just come up with
You're
our
just
own little headcanons.
You're just shipping things. Okay, that's fine.
Yep.
Anyways, so when you guys went back to Leona, Gladys Quackenbush alerted Melanie that there was a very feral cat terrorizing the ruins. Their construction site that they had attempted to capture, but then it broke out of the trap that they laid for it. So Raine, Melanie, and Zaitari went to check this out, and after a very long, lengthy encounter, including the cat turning into an elk, realizing that this is probably a person or a polymorph shifting thing.
Some kind of demonic creature that we couldn't figure out because it kept saving.
it was actually pretty ridiculous. The saves were very ridiculous.
Oh man.
You discovered.
I'm just gonna say I knew it was a druid right away.
I kind of, in my head, I was like, it's probably a druid, but then when we were talking to it and it didn't shift, after we were trying to reason with it, that's when I was like, what the fuck is this thing?
When it didn't shift back, I was thinking maybe it was an insane druid that didn't remember how to shift or something.
That was also another line of thinking. Anyways.
Yeah, you met Bittersweet. They had been hiding out for reasons unknown to you. And after speaking with them, and assuring that you guys weren't going to hurt each other, Zaitari took them to the Quivering Hills, because why not? And they got a cuddle sesh with a dwarven escort. And Zaitari got some pampering time over there.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that's where we ended. Right, Ketchup? Ketchup's like, he just hopped up.
I don't watch your shitty show.
Oh, Ketchup, you don't think that. Okay, so I have a couple things to let you know before we properly get into the time skip again. So, first of all, some information that Alexandria found with Angelo while they were scoping out the temple. So, it appears that she had discovered the explanation of why there was a comet that landed in Vanguard. Apparently, while going through the library, she had discovered a set of spells. Wyatt had dubbed them legendary spells. And he, with his own knowledge, he wasn't able to put together well, and because he was missing bits and pieces of some of the required language for the text that Alexandria filled in later. Comet is definitely one of these legendary spells. Normally, gods, primordials, old ones, would have access to these spells. But if you're willing to pay a large price, such as the sacrificing of one's soul, then you can cast this spell.
Oh, is that all?
Oh, that, yeah.
Oh, that's the material component? That's easy to come by.
One very willing soul. And Evelyn did so.
What, just to see if she could?
No. So apparently, this is like a couple weeks after you guys had left. The preclusium that was buried beneath Vanguard was going to be used to feed the old one. If that had happened, he would have became nigh unstoppable. So in an effort to slow him down, Evelyn did this. It looked like she first attempted to target the temple itself, but for some reason, and Alexandria and Angelo can't figure out why, she wasn't able to do so.
Wait, she wasn't able to do what?
To land comet on the temple itself.
Oh.
So she just destroyed the source of the preclusium then?
She destroyed the source of which the old one would have been feeding off of. And remember, there are a lot of people in that town. So it would have been a lot of food.
I thought she wanted the old one to eat the people.
So it turns out that the old one was masquerading as Maruk's.
Yeah, that's kind of what I figured after... it wasn't after the end of the last session, it was after we killed it. I was like, oh, this is what's happening. Okay. Yeah.
And remember, you guys...
Well, I missed that, so...
There are very few people in the world that even have knowledge of the old ones. So this cult, and this is a lot of Alexandria's hypothesis at this point, because the people who are here are dead or insane. Very few people know about the old ones, and it is true that Thanic's body had deteriorated for some odd reason while he slept, so he needed a new body. Hey, look, there's this cult. They want to bring back their Draco Lich, who doesn't have a body. Huh.
Oh, okay, I get it now.
It's like, oh, I can manipulate these people to do what I need, what I also want to do by masquerading as their other evil thing.
Exactly.
Basically.
Yeah, so everything is evil and horrible and terrible. It was just the wrong evil, horrible, terrible thing.
Terrible.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, I was like, oh, because when we saw that it was a dragon, I'm like, sneaky fuck.
But what and this is what they found out later. So, like a person who was an alcoholic who becomes sober, the Thanik had not eaten in a long time. Once you give somebody a taste of something they were addicted to, they don't just graze. They binge. So once Thanik got a taste of what he was missing for so long, he went insane with hunger. And that's why they started using the cultists. So yeah.
So they were using the cultists to feed. Who was using the, like, was it just the undead?
At that point, Thanik had been controlling the undead.
And the 7 deadly sin people?
I think that was also Thanik, right?
Yeah. Yes. They had given him control of Vecna's phylactery at that point.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
And according to the information that they were able to talk to Katsov about, this iteration of the phylactery kept an imprint of all the undead it's ever created.
That's fun.
It takes time to recreate them, but they're stored there. It's kind of like an Amazon cloud blueprint. Just get it from the cloud. Yes.
The evil undead cloud.
The evil undead cloud.
Awesome.
Yeah. So. Yeah, through all that, after weeks of research, that is probably the best explanation she can come up with. There might be a couple holes in that.
Yeah, what was the thing they were looking for in the castle that they needed, and why would an old god need that?
So, in the castle, they found...
that was the piece of the dragon orb, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
That was kind of the High Inquisitor's own divinations too. He got a crapshoot with one in the form of an O1, but he landed gold with another. It's a powerful magic. It's a powerful item that destroys metallic dragons.
Okay, so it's like semi-unrelated.
Yes.
Okay. It's like sort of related. Keeps the people thinking, oh yeah, it's definitely all dragon cult shit, when really it's just like, an old one wanting to come back and destroy the world, as you do.
Okay, so anybody want to ask any questions pertaining to that? Now that you guys have more information about.
So the cultists were intending to feed the preclusium to the old one, but to Maruk's they thought, or the old one that they thought was Maruk's.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
The preclusium was a conduit, so they were using the preclusium to build the body. Alexandria was able to fish out one of the dragon bones that had sunk in the water. It deteriorated, so she was able to find evidence of them inserting preclusium into dragon bone, which is what probably Thananik's body was made out of. They were using, since preclusium has so many freaking uses, they were using their preclusium to channel the feelings and emotions of Vanguard citizens in order to feed the old one. Remember,
interesting.
Old ones feed on emotion.
Oh, do they?
Yes.
Okay. I didn't know. So when they discovered that they had basically they were resurrecting the wrong entity, Evelyn destroyed Vanguard
I think basically in an attempt to make sure that the old one wouldn't come back. Well, not come back, but it's so powerful that it couldn't be stopped.
Yeah, to kind of starve it.
Yes. If it had gained all that, if it was able to feed off of all those people at one time, Alexandria isn't sure that what would have happened after that. Probably something along the lines of mass destruction of the dwarf country.
Cool. And then probably the entire world.
Probably.
Most likely.
You know,
so basically, what you're telling us is we defeated an old one.
Yes. What's even more interesting is Thananik was an old one that served under Natosa. Natosa being the old one.
I'm like, it's been forever since
that the fake magpie was working for.
Oh, okay.
See? The red strings, they all keep coming together.
And Natosa is the old one of undead.
Oh, yeah, that would explain all the undead.
But yay! Background stuff.
Woo! 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 Yay!
Alright, so 2 months.
Dead, yay.
You guys you're not dead. You're not dead. Who would like to talk about their first 2 months first?
Haven't we already talked about the first 2 months?
That was the first few weeks.
I can do it.
Okay.
My first do is pretty simple. The first thing Raine does is, basically start working on getting the gardens and the poisoner's grottos up in order, and starts working on her potion making. And while it won't be completed, I will paste the list for everyone so they can add or not as they need to. Everybody gets 2 oils of slipperiness, 2 potions of greater healing, and 1 potion of heroism. What? Additionally, Zaitari gets 2 potions of greater healing, and Melanie gets 2 potions of growth and 1 potion of frost giant strength.
Oh, frost giant strength, baby!
I imagine it all comes in a little package at the end of 5 or 6 months, but this is when it all gets started.
Yeah.
And the other thing is in about a month or a little bit more into it. I kind of told you this already, but Zaitari, Mallory. Raine gives Zaitari a gift, and it is basically a extremely souped up version of a bed in a bag, and it is a miniature set of sheets for beds, and it can be changed into any material, and it packs itself away, and it prestidigitates itself, and it can be like any color. And she gives that to Zaitari.
Why?
Yay!
What purpose is this?
That way, Zaitari
because
can
it's something
really
she
dirty.
mentioned. It's something Zaitari mentioned, and she heard.
Okay. I just think it's okay.
Complained about not always having nice sheets.
Roughing it all the time.
Oh, sure. When Zaitari complains about things, it's... oh, yeah, I'll fix that for you. When I complain about things, it's, shut up, princess. Just get used to it. That's the way life works.
Pretty much.
Okay. Is that all?
That is it for the first 2.
Okay. Who would like
Not very busy, but...
Yeah, lots of potion making.
I do start working on Hellfire, but that doesn't happen right away.
Okay. I'm going to assume, because I know but we'll get into their story in a bit. But Leo will help you if you. I'd mentioned before if you need some help, and you seem very accepting of the help for a couple reasons. But yeah, you can definitely get the framework for the Poison Grotto and Gardens up and running. All right, who's next?
I can go next.
Okay.
I don't necessarily have most of my stuff in a specific-ish order. So I'll just read 2 things and we'll go from there.
Okay.
I have the things that are, time constrained and down towards the bottom, like the things that happen with Tegan and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So the first thing Zaitari does is when they're back in Valido, Zaitari has a private meeting with her divorce attorney, Loris Nefane, when she finally has a moment to breathe. In discussing things with him, no-fault divorce seems to be the best course of action, but in order for that to happen, the other party must be found in order to sign. If he can't be found, then you can do a divorce in absentia, but in order to do that, you have to at least make the attempt. So, Zaitari asks Thanik one last favor in exchange for free services at the Rook and Raven for a year, to get to find and get the contact information for Zaitari's husband. So that's the first thing that she does. And then, since Raine's busy, we'll take care of this during the next 2 months. Zaitari will get the items appraised and sold that we all agreed on. We all discussed it and should have that marked out in our notes. And distributes the funds to everybody. While out doing this, she makes some contacts and has a few things arranged so that items can be prepared for display in the keep and tavern. And also finds a painter and commissions a self-portrait to be placed in the keep. So...
Dear God.
Like a 10-foot by 6-foot, just
No.
massive.
No,
It's a massive nude, and it's going in the entryway.
No, it is a reasonably sized portrait, 24 by 36. That's very typical canvas size for that kind of thing.
Feet, right?
Yeah, I don't know where Zaitari's going to place it. She's going to talk to Tilda about it, where it would be placed best, because she does not want
Above
to
your bed.
offend anybody.
Just put it above the bed.
Are you guys looking for, or have you sent out the word for applicants for a barkeep and...
For sure. Yeah, because Raine was busy getting the garden ready, I figure over the next, like, in the, what is it, this is 1 and 2, so during months 3 and 4, I think myself and Raine will take care of hiring, and I do have, like, something written for that, so.
Okay. So it's around this time, probably maybe a month and a half, where you do get a message that there is somebody who is interested in particular, in the tavern portion of the keep. It is an old gnome, going by the name of, and hold on, here we go.
Their name is Old Gnome. Did we lose Darren?
No, I'm typing out the name.
She's typed.
Yeah. Wern Fidotuk.
Oh, I like it.
He is around roughly 474.
Ooh, you're gonna have to hire a new guy in like 10 years. Damn.
And he has many, many, many years of experience. For upwards of 3 decades.
And what's he want to do?
He wants to be your bartender, and he is looking for... in lieu of being paid 2 gold a day, like a skilled worker would be, he would take 1 gold a day if he got to live in the tavern. So if there's like a room set aside for him, particularly because while he is talking to you, he says, "I can bring a great attraction to your tavern."
Oh,
and
what would that be?
He opens up his backpack, and you already see there's something moving inside. And he calls out, "Philip! Philip! Please, Philip!" And
12-inch pianist.
out crawls out a green winged creature. It looks like a tiny dragon. He is, I believe the proper term is a chunky dragon.
A chunky dragon.
He is a chunky green dragon named Philip. And Wern tells you that this is known as an alehouse drake. Philip has been in his family for generations. He has been passed down from gnome to gnome. He comes from a long line of tavern keeps. And unfortunately, in the rebellion that had passed, his tavern was destroyed. He did not have the funds to, when you were going along the list of what properties to rebuild, unfortunately his tavern, the fated drake was not among the buildings to be rebuilt in a timely manner. So he decided to seek out other employment opportunities. But Philip tells great stories. It's one of the things that Philip was known for. And he would also be a fairly good guard drake, and at that, Philip belches. You see there's a little green cloud that shows up for a second, then just dissipates in the air.
How large is Philip? I'm not there. I'm just curious.
Philip is about the size of a large cat. So we're talking like Maine Coon size.
Okay, you know what? I will read the stuff that we have for the tavern because, the stuff that I have for the tavern. KK, do you have anything written?
I think it's what we went over.
Yeah.
So you should have it all, I think.
Yeah, okay. So I'll just read what I have for the tavern. After I turn to Raine, after Warren introduces himself, after seeking us out, do you have any questions, Raine?
I don't think so. Seems like a pretty good proposition to me.
Yeah, I think so too. Alright, Warren, you found yourself a place to work. I hope you like cats, because Raine and Zaitari spent a few weeks hiring staff and acquiring goods for the Rook and Raven Tavern, a venture between the two of them. The tavern has a warm and inviting feel and will feature entertainers many nights. Besides fine food, drink, lodging, and entertainment, which Zaitari will manage, there will also be some more illicit activities that Raine will take the lead on. We also adopt some cats for the tavern, not knowing this would happen. Their names are Cal. This is the one that Raine finds. Cal is a young Savannah cat who came off of a liquor shipment from Robur. He is a very lean boy. And Medley, who is a calico Maine Coon and a big boy. And I have pictures. This is Medley. As soon as I put a space there. And this is Cal.
Oh.
So they are going to be the tavern cats.
Okay, and an ale drake to boot. Your establishment will be quite rodent free.
I'm sure that the cats will also probably make their way into the keep as well to get mice, but yeah.
Yeah, Wern says Philip is very deadly at slow speeds, so the cats are good for like the faster prey.
Okay.
All right. Was that? That's all I had for your hire.
Yep,
Unless
that's
you were
okay.
okay. Cool. All right. So lawyer.
We still need to fill out the other spots as well, but no.
Okay. All right. So next.
I can do that, I think.
Okay.
I am assuming that this is around the time that Theo comes to Melanie with an offer of the knighting.
Yep.
And so she, after making sure that it was cool with Tilda, since she had, given Tilda her service, she agrees and starts doing crazy amounts of training. She also, at that point in time, commissions the amulets of sending, and basically just goes into full bore training mode. So,
yeah, this is a time around when you notice the changes, or the one of these slow. It's slow-ish to you, but the change with Cord's Thunder.
Cool.
Okay. Is there?
Does it become a sword?
It seems to be getting longer.
It's now going to be a long hammer.
It's more sword-like, but it's taking its time.
It's like long cat, but a hammer.
I will at some point during this time, I will go to Raine and say, I'll need this back, because it's a pretty awesome thing, and I probably want to, give it to whatever heir I have. I mean, I'm going to adopt, I'm not going to be pregnant, that'd be truly horrible. What would I do, wear armor while pregnant? Oh. So, whenever I adopt and have an heir, I'll need this for them, but if you want to use the Sunblade before, all that, you can.
I mean, it's
It's good at stabbing evil things. Well, undead things. Pretty great at stabbing. I know that you do have the one dagger, but I just thought I'd check and see if you wanted to use it, and then if you don't, then, that's fine.
maybe I could keep it for a month while Hellfire is being worked on, but after that, Hellfire is probably going to be my main blade. But
That's fine. That's fine. I just kind of wanted to check before
I can play around with it for a little
stuck
bit,
it in storage,
Okay. And Tilda.
The first 2 months, Tilda is, she's going to put, Sleet Storm into her, book. And, I mean, obviously that's not going to take 2 months. I'm going to... Zaitari would have given me the
Yes.
foretelling, whatever it was. I don't remember. I'll
Foresight.
Yes.
Foresight. Thank you.
Yeah.
Foresight scroll, and I will not put that into my book just in case we ever need it. Because I can't. Yeah.
Yeah, you got a while till you can cast.
Till I can cast
spells,
it, yeah.
yeah.
So it's like, if we keep it as a scroll, if we're in a jam,
That makes
there's
sense.
a chance of casting it as opposed to putting it in my book now and then like, okay, well, you don't have...
I mean, you can start putting it in your book when you're like a few months away from being able to cast it, and there you go.
Yeah. Well, who knows how long it'll take us to get
Yeah.
Yeah.
In universe. In universe. Out of universe, it'll take us 10 years, but...
Yeah.
Oh,
this little thing, just a couple decades, and I'll have it in my spell book.
And so, beyond that, she's just kind of getting ready for a wedding.
Okay. Do you know how many guests you would like to invite?
So many.
7,000.
Can't be that
around.
Yeah, basically.
Right.
I'm not gonna lie. Tilda's kind of like, you know what? If they're planning a large wedding, for specific reasons being that, like, it's a public end. Oh, hi, Mom! Finally, hi.
Hi, Mom.
Hi, Mom.
Everyone says hi.
We thought you were dead.
Mallory says, "What up?" Nope.
She just said hello back. But anyway, so it's a public ending of the Galantara Loyalar feud, right?
Yes.
So that's why Tilda and Theo are planning a big wedding. It's also like, if it can't if it was like a small wedding, there might still be some grounds for her father to be like, nope, I engaged her to so and so, and that person has what's the word I'm looking for? First dibs.
Yeah, like claim.
Claim, yeah.
Yeah. And how do we know this wedding was even truly officiated, type of thing? So it's like, okay, we're making a big public wedding. Tilda will ask Rosamond to be her maid of honor or bridesmaid or whatever.
Okay. She will accept, of course.
Yeah. And the rest of the party are obviously invited, but will not be asked to be bridesmaids. Or groomsmen in the case of Nenrine. For reasons. So, Rosamond's going to be Tilda's only bridesmaid.
Okay. Theo's going to follow the same suit, and he is going to ask Francois to be his best man.
Okay. And that's it?
Yeah, that's it. You also notice that Theo has been, he's been exhausted, every single day, because he has, dragon shield duties and duchy duties and help rebuild my goddamn name duties. It's just been a lot. And also trade with the dwarves seems to be slowing down a little bit, so he's trying to get to the bottom of that.
Yeah, it might have to do with one of their cities exploding.
Yeah, that might have something to do with it.
That might have put a hamper on, stuff.
And the whole, their nobility are being blackmailed and whatnot.
Yeah, maybe.
That might have something to do with it.
Okay. Well,
yeah.
Is that everybody?
Sorry. I was just playing with the cat.
I think that's it for the first 2 months. Obviously, there are lots of things to do for a wedding, you know.
Oh yeah, cake, colors, fabric, dress,
Location.
all that.
location, catering, that kind of thing. Yeah, of course. All right. 2 to 4 months. We can start with Raine.
All right. Well, of course, potions continue to be made.
Okay.
I think that's fairly
Potion.
standard.
All the potions.
All the potions. After some of the initial stuff is done for the tavern and whatnot, Raine will engage in some martial adept training with Melanie. And, hello, Heather.
Hi, I'm here.
Is it okay if we pause and do Heather's 2 months?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I'm perfectly capable of waiting.
Yeah, we literally just got done with. Yeah, so we literally just.
On the top of the order, so.
Yeah, so it would
Is
be.
Mallory still yelling at me?
What?
Are you still yelling at me?
No, not anymore. That was only during the recap.
Okay.
But you can tell us what Bittersweet has been doing for the first 2 months of their stay.
So, I think that for the first 2 months, especially for the first month, Bittersweet is kind of lost and very out of place. Because they don't really know anyone here, and they don't... Like, if anyone asks them, it's like, why are you here? They're just like, they don't know. They don't have any memory of what they did. That essentially drove them down out of the mountains. They just know that it was something horrible.
Well, on the second day, Melanie comes down and she gives. Were you still here when I bought the clothing?
Yes.
Yeah, she gives the clothing that she found that would fit Bittersweet to Bittersweet in exchange for her polar bear skin back. And lets Bittersweet know that if they need anything, since they're new in this area, to, let her know.
Thank you. If you need help building your house, I can help with that. I'm good with stone.
Oh, well, that could actually be very useful. I will contact the person, Miss Quackwaddle, or whatever her name is.
By the way, after your scuffle with Bittersweet,
Did she fucking retire?
Miss Quackenbush has respectfully resigned from her position.
We also fired the guy that kicked the cat.
Also, you guys fired the guys who kicked the cat. Yeah, the guy who kicked the
100%.
cat.
Yes, definitely. Fuck them.
Yes, actually, we're even more short-handed than I thought we were, so it would be a welcome aid. Absolutely.
The person who has taken Miss Quackenbush's position is a dwarven fellow by the name of Wayland Magmato.
Magmato?
Yes.
Almost sounds Italian. But then...
I heard Magmoto, and it was
Magmoto.
Or even, yeah.
It was almost Japanese.
Japanese, yeah.
Magmoto.
Magmoto. Or Magmoto. Magmoto.
You can't win, Darren, with names for these people that you're giving us right now.
No.
I mean, Quackenbush? Really?
New Zealand! I was watching a lot of people wrestle from New Zealand lately, alright?
Is that a thing in New Zealand? Wrestling?
Yeah, they're having their promotions building up. Anyways, yes, Wayland Magmato, a bald, beardless dwarf who was working with Miss Quackenbush before she resigned. So he's familiar with the specs and everything that you guys require.
Okay.
But yes, so we build, keep. Bittersweet's helping out.
I would like to, anyone who's like in charge of everything or has access to enough of the plans, I want to heavily insight check them and make sure they're not crazy cultist people.
That's fair.
Sure. Roll insight on Mr. Magmato.
Can can I have somebody like I'm assuming that I would have somebody like Zaitari or somebody help me. But I will
Help you out.
I mean,
like,
sure, I can.
like she can do charms and stuff. So I figure if
well, I mean, I'm also proficient and I have expertise in insight now. So
Yeah, I was gonna ask for expertise in insight and persuasion, by the way.
Oh.
For my skills.
Oh yeah, if you haven't picked them, yeah, go ahead.
Great, thank you.
Yeah, Magneto, the other, Zaitari me with us, but she's busy. So you seem fine. You seem fine. Get to work. This is this really tall fellow here.
Person.
Gal?
Person.
Okay. I was trying to think of the right word. This tall person here is Bittersweet.
Call me whatever you like.
Bittersweet will be able to assist with some things, especially stone things. And so, do
Okay.
do that.
Magmato says, we could use some help with the, I mean, once they get built up, there's that other, druid that's working on the gardens. If your friend gets tired of stone and they have proficient gardening skills, perhaps, they could also help with that. I'm just, working on the rock. That's a rock. Anyways, it will be and Magneto goes over and reaches up towards, offers a hand. It will be a pleasure working with you, Bittersweet.
Likewise.
Okay. All right. So Bittersweet will start healthy. Lost another place. Okay, great. Now we can start 2 to 4 months.
I will say
Yep.
one thing to add on to that.
Yep.
When
and
Zaitari
you guys can interject. You guys can interject if you wanted to add or step in that as we were doing. All right, sorry, my bad.
It's okay. I will say that one day when Zaitari's visiting the keep and the tavern to see how the construction's going, and will conveniently notice Bittersweet working, she'll walk over. Bittersweet, you found something to do. That's good.
Yes, there is much to do if you are willing to look for it.
They're treating you well now? We've officially fired all the people who have mistreated you correctly? Correct?
You didn't have to.
Well, anybody who kicks a cat is a straight asshole and definitely is worthy of being fired. So, believe me, it's no trouble at all for that. But I just have a quick question. We're going to be conducting interviews within the next couple of months to staff the keep and our tavern. I have an interesting idea, if you're willing to participate. Seeing as you can shift your form. When we're conducting the interviews, I was thinking maybe we could leave the person that we're interviewing alone for a little while, and you could come in as a cat, and we could see how they interact with you. And if they're a straight dick, then we know not to hire them. And if they're really nice to you, well, then that's great. Also, somebody would always be outside the door to make sure nothing was happening, and you're a very capable person, and I think can very much beat the shit out of them if they did kick you.
They kind of just blink really slowly, and then they're look like they're thinking about it, and then I don't have to hurt anyone.
No, of course not.
All right, I can do that.
Great. I think that'll be interesting. It'll be our niceness filter.
I owe you and your friends very much for helping me
Oh,
and treating me with kindness. So
it's no problem. We can be nice people. A cat scan. God.
Jesus Christ.
Well, Bittersweet, I'll let you get back to your work.
I'm just imagining that if somebody does kick Bittersweet and their barbarianness kicks in and they rage and just beat the shit out of them, but in cat form.
Rage claws.
Which I like that. I want to think too that Bittersweet went back to the dude who kicked them, and was just like, does your arm need fixing? I can fix your arm. And the person is just, who the fuck are you?
Also, Bittersweet, if you need anything at all, just let me know. And then I'll walk away.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, while you were, while you had to go, when you had to go feed your dog, your parents' dog, they did hire somebody, a old gnomish fellow named Warren Fiddle Took. And he comes with a ale house drake named Philip.
He's going to be a part of the tavern.
Yep.
An alehouse drake.
Yep.
Yes.
Is this the drunk dragon?
He's chonky.
He's a chonky drake, who tells great stories and has been passed down from generation to generation in Mr. Fiddletook's family.
Yes.
Is
Okay.
he green, or did I just imagine that?
He's green.
No, he's green.
And he also
Okay.
breathes. Mr. Fiddletook will tell you that he is able to exhale noxious green.
Fart gas.
Well, it comes from the mouth end.
Burp gas.
Burp gas. If he feels threatened or somebody was trying to hurt him. But other than that, he tells great stories. Loves beer. Loves ale. And yeah, it is older than Fiddletook can count as high.
Dang.
Yeah,
yeah.
Fiddletook is also 474 years old.
Yes.
Yeah.
Roughly.
Roughly. Sorry, roughly, yes. Specific number was given, but roughly was the,
Modifier.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. And the tavern has cats. If you scroll up, you'll see the cats.
Also,
Yes.
for
We
anyone who missed it, that is the sketch of Bittersweet.
Okay. To the 4 months. Raine.
Back to Raine.
Sorry about that. Potions, martial adept training.
Yes. Hellfire is the work completed on it, and it now has on its the pommel some heavily polished preclusium that has changed the blade to allow it to give Raine fire resistance
Nice.
and +1 to all saves.
Ooh,
Handy.
nice.
And let's see. So Hellfire, martial adept training, potion. At about.
I imagine Melanie's like, so what you do is you almost attack, and then you just stabby stab stab. Training complete.
And now I have to go to class. Sorry.
Yeah. It's while I'm running from one place to one place. Almost, then stab.
Be right back, guys.
Don't stab, but then stab.
Perfect. See, you have it exactly. You
I'm
know
a
what
quick
you're
learner.
doing.
You're very good.
I am a very good teacher.
At this point, you hear like an old voice saying, "Melanie! Melanie, where are you? It's time for your lesson!"
Can you
Got
teach me how to stealth better? This is important. I need to stealth right
You
now.
can get in the hole. That's it.
Perfect.
So,
I get in the hole and I run away.
And for some reason, there's
We're
like
hooky for a day.
There's also a very loud switch crack. You don't know how she can produce one that loud, but it's there.
How did you know about
The hole.
that? Yep, we play hooky for the day.
Okay.
Gotta come back later.
It's horrifying.
Okay.
Did Rose say she left?
She said be right back.
The next part wasn't gonna be to her.
I'll repeat it to her after. Okay. Anything else, Raine? Hellfire, Martial Adept, potions.
Did you want me to say what I was going to say to her? You said you're gonna repeat it to her, or should I just wait till she comes back?
What were you going to say? You can wait till she comes back.
Okay. The box.
Oh, I was gonna do that.
Oh, you're gonna do that? You're gonna do that? Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm
done then.
Okay. I remember it was 5 months. Okay. Let's. Okay. All right. Cool. Zaitari.
Yes.
What are you gonna do for these 2 months?
Sure. So, with Nenrine's help, the Eye of Karsus that we got off that blood hag.
Or else we want to wait till Ro comes back if we're doing.
Yeah, sure. We could do that.
Hi, catch up.
So Heather, how was your day?
It was okay. Fucking Postal Service is saying that they tried to deliver a package to me, and then they sent it back.
You guys are just dumb.
Okay.
All right. So,
What up, Zaitari?
What did I miss?
yes. No, you didn't miss anything. 'Cause
Except
Darren pointed out that you had BRB'd.
Yeah.
So.
And you missed your former teacher cracking the switch to find Melanie, who had skipped hooky.
Yeah, I asked Raine to teach me to stealth, and then I jumped in the portable hole and played hooky for the day. Because your teacher's terrifying.
Yeah, you're probably gonna regret that the next day. But anyways,
So I've tried submitting a redelivery request, and hopefully they did not already ship it back to Hawaii.
Oh no!
Ooh.
Because otherwise, then I'm gonna have to contact the fucking company and be like, "Can you please send this to me again, or refund my shipping?"
Yeah. Yeah, no kidding. Damn. That sucks. Oof.
Yeah.
Big oof.
Assholes.
okay.
So, with Nenrine's help, we do some research into the Eye of Karsus that we picked off that blood hag a while back. We find one book that had information in it. It was found in Briarthorn. I'm going to say this wrong. Naninlair?
Naninlair. Yes.
Naninlair. Okay. And it said in it, it was Karsus that murdered the goddess Tamara, his fellow Ain Federer comrade, in order to ascend and become the Avatar of Blood. And that is the only thing we found on it. And you know how good Nenrine is at looking into shit. I'll say during this time, Zaitari will approach Tilda and will arrange with the Wandering Moon to perform for the wedding reception. Michella, who is the little 12-year-old girl, has a stern speaking to from her mother that her hands are to remain either at her side, either on her violin and playing, or down and glued to her sides, not in the pockets of purses of the guests. Zaitari will also perform as a lead musician during the first dance. And that's where her participation in that will stop because she wants to enjoy the wedding.
Is this when Tilda's wedding happens?
Tilda's wedding happens probably at the end of the...
Okay.
Because I said, like, mid-spring, I think?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It will be our time, April-ish, by the time the time skip will cease. So, yeah. End of April.
And do you want me to go over the stuff that happens with Tegan now? Because it happens at month 4.
So I guess early spring then.
It depends on whether or not you want to reveal it. It's all up to you guys.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure, it's fine. I mean, Zaitari might not necessarily have told everybody the details, of it, but just for, transparency's sake, this is what Zaitari did on month 4, because she probably would have been missing for like a couple weeks doing this. About 4 months into the break, Elena contacts Zaitari, telling her that there was an attempt on Tegan's life while he was back in Vox. The attempt came from Tegan's brother Earl, and Zaitari agrees to go with Elena and Tegan to the Croft estate to take care of him. The fight is not difficult getting in, and Earl is quickly cornered. It's revealed that Earl had made a deal with a demon in exchange for power. The demon possessed Earl in a sense, but Earl had always had the underlying jealousy and rage, and the demon just amplified those feelings. Zaitari and Elena suggest Earl should not be killed and instead exorcised and brought to trial. Tegan is in no state to make the decision to kill his brother and agrees. Earl is tried and convicted for his crimes. Tegan's sister Penelope is brought forward as Lady of the Estate as Tegan abdicates his role, wanting nothing to do with the nobility. So, that happens.
It's a lot to unpack there.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah. I was wondering when that was going to come up. I kind of figured it was going to happen during the downtime stuff.
I always kind of figured we'd be able to help you with that, but okay.
Yeah, that kind of just happened. And so Zaitari just went off and did it with Elena. So,
Bandit
probably also during month 3, might be when the performance at the Oak Hall Theater happens, or maybe it's at month 5 or 6. It doesn't really matter. It happens at some point.
It depends on how you and your agent feel about it.
Yeah. Yeah, because Zaitari doesn't care about when she has that scheduled for her.
So, given this, so at the end of the time skip, we're going to be like April, right?
Yeah, end of April-ish, yeah.
Okay. So, Tilda would probably schedule it for sometime in month 3 or 4, keeping in mind that month 5 is going to be like the last stretch of, before her wedding.
Yeah.
And probably at the end of the month, have her wedding happen. And that gives her and Theo time to go on a honeymoon as well before the time skip is over.
Yeah, so we can say that the performance stuff at the Oak Hall Theater happens in month 3.
Okay, sounds good.
Which Prim goes and visits.
Woo! Yay!
Yeah.
I can't remember how much money did Zaitari and Tilda make off of that, because we were doing a 50-50 split.
Oh, right. I cannot remember. To be honest.
It is a amount of money, which is more than anyone was expecting, I think.
I really just wanted to stick it to fucking 9s.
I remember vaguely it was in the 300-ish range.
Yeah, it was something like that.
So let's say 310 for just brevity's sake.
Okay. 310 total or 310 split each?
Total.
Total. Okay. So.
Yeah. So we each get 155.
Yep. Okay. Sounds good.
Also, since you were not here, Heather, I let everyone know that I ship the crap out of Prim and Malbert, and them adopting a bunch of the poor orphan dwarves and having a just kick-ass little tiny short warrior family.
So fucking, like, there's nothing between them thus far, but in order to encourage you, because I think that shipping is healthy, Malbert is staying with Prim and her grandmother and her aunt and uncle while he's getting himself set up. So
I did point out that I believe Prim has mentioned she's not really attracted to dwarves. She likes tall people. Has a bit of a size kink, but whatever.
I thought that her betrothed was a dwarf.
Was a dwarf, yes, but she wasn't really.
Yes, you can still have physical preferences, though.
Yeah, I mean, that's
It's
fine. That's fine.
her and Tig essentially had a thing where he wasn't super interested in producing an heir and starting a family, and like he wanted to focus on business. And she wasn't interested in having children because she wanted to focus on being a guard. But both of their families were like, "You should get married." And
So it was more of
so-
a
Convenient.
yeah,
Very
and they
interesting.
were
Which
best
other
friends. They were best
convenience?
friends, so they made a deal with each other that they would get married to each other, and then they wouldn't have to deal with it.
I mean, that works.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so Raine would have gone to see Zaitari and in the meantime visited Prim, and there will be a joint post with that when I stop being a lazy fucking writing partner.
Yay!
Oh,
So it's been a crazy couple of weeks for me, so it's fine.
Cool. Okay, that was Zaitari. Melanie, would you like to go next?
Right after the bit there with Raine, I probably get switched at least 3 times by a tiny, angry old lady.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So
Professor P
angry.
doesn't mess around.
So angry. Continuing my training, it's just shit tons of training all the time, I'm assuming. And, she's getting restless, and so she is starting to chafe under all of this training, but she's going with it. She knows that this is, a really useful thing for her to do, and she feels like she really wants to have this title and prove that she did it herself and not, wasn't her family, it wasn't anything like that. And so she sticks with it, even though she occasionally gets switched by a little tiny old lady.
Cool. All right, so this is the time where Theo would probably want to talk to you about this. It's about your knighting ceremony.
Oh,
Oh God.
So usually knighting ceremonies are done at major celebrations, like holidays. Sometimes they're done at weddings. Your knighting would occur probably around Melora's blessing, which is more of like an elven holiday. But so some people celebrate it. You could, if you wanted to, there is the option of, he did mention that sometimes they're done at weddings as well because there's a lot of people already over there. But the closest holiday would be Melora's blessing, where a fair amount of people would get together and celebrate. This would be around.
Well, knowing that, Melanie will go and look for Tilda.
Okay.
And
Okay.
So I wanted to talk with you. Theo was talking to me about the knighting business, and mentioned that sometimes it's done at weddings, but I'd want to see if that would be something that you would want me to do, or I could just do it on Melora's blessing because, it doesn't really matter when it happens. It's not that big a deal. I mean, it is a big deal, but the time that it happens isn't a big deal, But I wouldn't want to intrude on your thing, unless maybe you would like that.
Tilda. Hang on. Yep, I have my microphone on. Haha. Tilda is. She kind of sits back and looks at you for a second and. Not at the actual ceremony, but how about during the reception?
I mean, I think that sounds fine. I've not had to set up this sort of thing before. So whatever is the socially acceptable thing, I thought it sounded like, reception-y type thing would be good. So, perfect.
Okay. It'll be, sort of symbolic, you'll, your family. I know you don't have a lot to do with them, but they are landed vassals of my family. And now you're becoming a landed vassal of Theo's family. And
Yes.
at the same time, I will be part of Theo's family.
I think that it is a wonderful symbolic gesture of merging things and new beginnings and all of that.
I agree.
Wonderful. Okay.
Right, now I have a dozen things to do, darling.
Yes, I don't know how you got all of these flowers in here to see what you wanted to do with them, but, you know, you do you.
I have very special powers, darling.
That's true. That's true. Okay. Oh, I think I'm allergic to that one. I'm going now.
Okay. Cool. Tilda, 2 to 4 months. Probably at the end of month 1, since you are looking to have this wedding at the end of 6 months, the invitations probably have already gone out.
Yeah.
You gotta give people ample time for weddings. So what you doing?
So still planning a wedding.
Yep.
Still, we went to Zaitari's thing. Did that. That was fun. Would have contacted the Ice Queen as well to play during the reception, or not the reception, the ceremony.
Okay. She will accept. She's actually nearby. She hasn't really left Leona this whole time because she's being trained as a dragon shield, you find out.
Oh, Jesus. Of course she is.
You get a dragon shield. You get a dragon shield. You get a dragon shield. Everybody's a fucking dragon shield.
Except for us.
Yep. None of us.
Not special enough.
No.
What? Fucking Bittersweet's gonna be a dragon shield now.
Bittersweet doesn't know shit about dragons.
Yeah, well...
Bittersweet will become a dragon shield, and then they will be like, I have to go now.
Yeah, it seems like everybody who, like, stumbles into Alexandria and Angelo either becomes a dragon shield, or they learn about the old ones.
Yep.
No.
Basically.
Bittersweet probably isn't leaving for a little bit. Because this is my favorite class combination, so...
That's okay.
Are you druid barbarian?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just wait until your favorite class combination dies, like, second encounter. Just...
I was gonna say, you say that now, but you saw
I
how
feel threatened.
Don't curse it.
I don't know.
Like, I feel actually threatened now.
Oh, it'll be fine. None of us
After
are
Melanie's knighted, she just turns to Bittersweet. Now it's your turn.
The end is near. On guard.
Okay. But she tells you that it would be an honor. To play
Great.
your wedding. Yes.
So because it's an honor, I don't have to pay her, right?
At that, Maite would probably scoff.
Okay, fair enough.
It's a wedding gift.
She can't live on exposure, Tilda.
Yeah, well...
That's how people
Zaitari-
die!
Zaitari is covering the
Exposure.
expenses for the Wandering Moon as her wedding gift, so...
Oh, that's nice, thank you. Sorry. Drinking the
Ramen bits.
soup water. Yeah.
Oh. You really should just use the word broth.
That's the word I was looking for.
Soup water.
Soup water sounds really weird.
Liquid chicken.
Oriental food sticks. Soup
Wait,
water.
no. Which it should be essence of chicken.
Essence of chicken, yeah.
Oh, it's fancy now.
No, it's ode to chicken.
Chicken.
Anyway.
Anyway.
Chicken toilet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ugh. So, contact the Ice Queen or call performance planning the wedding.
Yep. Maggie, obviously I would have asked her to officiate, and she said yes. You said
Yep.
that. Deacon can come to the wedding, but he cannot sing the Doom song unless specifically asked.
Okay.
Can Daryl sing the Doom song? No, I'm kidding.
Let's see. Would have booked the Temple of Arathis. I assume either the Temple of Arathis or the Temple of Pelor, whichever is bigger.
Whatever's bigger.
In this region, Pelor would be the biggest temple.
Yeah. Now, Pelor and Arathis are married in your canon.
Yes.
So would it be okay for a priestess of Arathis to officiate a wedding within...
No, halfway through they're getting smited.
Yeah. Fuck you!
Do you take this man to be your...
Not anymore, I guess.
It would be fine. I mean, you talked when you talk to the clerics and priests about it at the Temple of Pelor, it's perfectly fine. The Temple of Pelor in the past had been used for very large wedding ceremonies, and they've had a number of different worshipping officiates. None of them evil, of course.
Of course.
Of course.
Obviously.
Obviously, yes. But it's fine.
You say that, and I'm just remembering how Arathis is the only one who gets along with, of the good deities, who gets along with Asmodeus.
Yep. Well, Asmodeus is like tyranny. Tyranny is a form of civilization.
I get that, and I'm just imagining, like, Asmodeus, like, Arathis and Pelor are having a dinner party, and Asmodeus shows up. Your wife invited me. No, we can't have him in this house. Oh, come on. Anyway.
So he created 9 hells. So, anyways.
They did, in college when she was going through that weird phase,
I'm not having your ex in this house. Anyway,
Temple Pillar is cool.
Temple to Pillar, okay. Hang on. When is Avandra's rebirth?
Spring equinox, yes.
So probably, Tilda's wedding probably wouldn't be happening on Avandra's rebirth, but, like, somewhere around that time.
Okay, so the March 2nd to last week of March-ish.
Yeah,
okay.
Somewhere around there. And at some point during, the months 3 and 4, she would write her father a letter.
Okay.
Saying basically that she would like him to be at her wedding, but if he cannot be there with joy and peace and whatnot in his heart, that for her and his future son-in-law, then she doesn't want him at the wedding.
Okay.
Damn.
Bitch, you better be happy at my wedding or you're not allowed.
Basically, yeah, I mean...
No, yeah, that is completely, totally reasonable and normal. There's nothing wrong with that.
Thanks, guys. She doesn't tell anyone except for Theo about it, though.
Okay.
So that in case he doesn't show up, like, no one's expecting it or feeling sorry for her or anything like that. Like, no. And also during these couple months, as a way to get to know her future employer and Sovereign, and also to kind of make sure Tilda will fit into her dress at the time. Not that she's like chunky or anything, just to make sure that she maintains
her figure.
Maintains her weight, her figure. Yeah. She's going to spend some time with Princess Alyssa,
Mm-hmm.
going over like training exercises and things like that. And so you might notice that she's a little hardier these days.
Oh shit! What feat did you take?
Resilient constitution.
Makes
Nice.
sense. Yep. I thought about that too.
Yeah, Alyssa.
So I got a nice 11 hit points too. So now I'm at
Nice.
72 hit points.
Nice.
Yeah, that's only 4 less than me. So
Yeah,
just
see?
throwing it out there.
It's nice.
Not gonna lie, the puff feat is really good.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
I thought about that.
you get double your level in hit points and +1 con.
Yeah. I'm thinking about doing that whenever I hit bar 12, taking the tough feat.
I don't think you get the one
That's
combo.
it.
Get hit points.
I had to take that feat for my warlock in the game that KK and I were in because she was so weak.
Yeah, well, I
still
took
died.
the resilient. I took the resilient one for the proficiency in con saves.
Yeah.
So that
Pretty awesome.
Warcaster plus that's like,
yeah.
you're basically almost never failing unless you get hit really, really fucking hard, and then you're probably dead.
Yep. So, I think that's about it. Also, I would ask that all the ladies and the ladies of the group. I don't know if Tilda really considers Bittersweet part of the group yet. I'm sorry.
No, that's fair.
Yeah.
But she would offer like a girls' day at a one of the at a tailor's for all your gowns and stuff like that.
Oh fuck yeah!
Raine does not have to wear a gown if Raine does not want to. Tilda would also make sure that Zaitari does not wear anything that is too revealing or too standoutish or too
Zaitari
the attention should be on me.
Zaitari would not intentionally wear anything that would be insanely outlandish, but would still probably lean towards the revealing things. But as probably the appointment goes along, and Tilda's being very polite in her, direction away from that, would notice and not pick anything easy. So.
Okay.
By the way,
And
have you chosen colors for the wedding yet?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, Tilda probably would have by this point. I don't know that I have.
All right. Well, we can
give me a second.
Yeah, we can give you some. We could circle back.
Yeah.
Okay.
Look for some now.
Bittersweet.
So Bittersweet builds a Zen garden.
Okay.
And they spend probably a lot of time just rebuilding the muscle that they lost from the muscle and the fat that they've lost from spending 3 months just in starvation mode.
Mm-hmm.
So probably out in the Zen garden, spending a lot of time training with their hammer and and of course helping to build the keep.
Mm-hmm.
And any time that Melanie is nearby, they follow her around just like a puppy.
I was gonna say that if there's a fucking Zen garden, then Melanie is probably spending some of her free time there because she is super stressed right now because her tiny old person teacher is just like a bit of a handful.
Oh, what?
So-
You mean you're not enjoying your time with Professor Proudfoot?
Professor Proudfoot is going to be the bane of my existence, I say as I rake some sand around a rock. But this sand is helping me a bit, so
like
good.
when I say a Zen garden, I do want to specify that this is rocks that Bittersweet has carried in from somewhere.
Sure, they're field stones.
Yeah, and has just hauled in by themselves.
Just picturing them like out in somebody else's at some estate somewhere, and just like, oh, I'll take this out of the wall. This.
Probably they've gotten into trouble because they've probably gone into like farmers' fields and just like picked up rocks and just left, and the farmer's just like, what the fuck was that? Who is this trespasser? Why did they take this rock?
I'm imagining one day Melanie comes in and they're like, oh, that's a huge rock. How many people did that? Just you? Good lord.
Yeah, because they don't have a huge concept of personal property. It's and because it wasn't really a thing. Like, they would explain at some point, and it's like, what the clan that they were a part of, like, everything belonged to everyone.
Right.
And it was just a matter of asking, or, you know, if no one was obviously using it, then they wouldn't even have to ask.
That makes sense to me.
But so like, their Zen garden is just like these big standing stones that they've hauled in from a bunch of different places. Like, they'll range like a couple of miles a day because they can cover insane amounts of ground. And sand that they've made themselves.
Homemade
Just like-
artisanal sand.
Just pulled it up out of the ground.
That's why these prices are so
Various
high in the
methods.
PDF.
But yeah, but like, anytime that Melanie is around, they just like, they follow her around. And I want to think that they would probably also get a job. Not just with helping with the keep, but they would want to feel useful.
Get a job.
So if there's anything else around the keep that needs doing, that's what they would be doing. It's just trying to find work.
Question.
Yes.
Leo's going to be around quite a bit helping Raine with the grotto and shrubbery and stuff. Seeing another druid, would Bittersweet at any point
Be overtaken by a jealous rage.
I meant start up a conversation?
They probably would, especially because Leo's a Goliath, right?
He's a Goliath with hair, which is very unusual.
So, Sweet doesn't know anything much about Goliaths, or Goliaths with or without hair. But they would be intrigued by someone who is as tall as they are. Because remember, they're 7'6".
Right. Yeah, Leo is taller than all of his brothers and his uncle. So yes, he would be on the tall side of Goliath.
So they're really interested in like someone who has really obvious giant ancestry. And would
You guys can talk giant to each other too.
Yeah, Sweet does speak giant, so.
Okay.
So probably get together with Leo and talk shop and just fucking casting like stone shape and making doorways and stuff like that.
We're probably just like, what the fuck are they doing?
Yeah, and he's more than happy to like talk with you. Leo, you'll find out, is... You both seem like you're both more like listeners than talkers, but Leo knows how to fill the space if he needs to. So he'll like talk about things, casually mention that him and his brothers are from the south, and he'll describe the wilds, which is pretty much akin to I'll say Southeast Asian jungle. So very humid, very wet, very overgrown from where he's from.
And like Bittersweet's from the mountains, so all of that is like completely new to them. They have no idea of like what's a jungle.
And you know, he's very patient and explains every little thing in as much detail as you wish.
The only other thing that I can think of about Leo is that Bittersweet would be really concerned at first if he follows the ordning.
Okay.
Because they don't know, like, he's descended from stone giants, but they don't know, because stone giants follow the ordning. And that was a whole thing with firbolgs, is that they rejected it.
Ah, okay, I see.
So,
yeah,
they follow their own code.
Yeah. I mean, he doesn't really... Him and his family don't really follow a code anymore.
Don't really go in for politics.
Yeah, they themselves, he mentions this like in one or two sentences. Him and his brothers were exiled. He doesn't get into why, but he's like, they kind of just follow their own feel at this point.
That I understand.
But yeah. Anything else? Okay, so Zen Garden, keep building, talking shop, druid shop. Anything else?
Training as like just sort of a reason as to why I do have the sentinel feat. As well as my warcaster.
Okay. So. Sounds good.
Okay.
All right. 5 month 5 and 6. We will start with Raine, if Raine wishes. Oh, yes. Go ahead.
I think at this point most of the potions have been completed and they would be distributed. But in an effort to fully complete the gardens and Poisoner's Grotto, Raine takes a short little trip to Gadarn to meet with a contact of our new gardeners to see about getting some rare seeds. Spent about a week there. Does not pan out, so we just have the normal stuff for the gardens.
Okay.
And
probably around, I forgot to mention, did anybody, you guys mentioned that you wanted to interview Demeter and her daughter Persephone.
Yeah, that bitch ain't getting anywhere near her shit.
She is more than willing to sit and talk with all of you. Just let her know when. She has been in Valido for some time. And if you get out of that bag. Sorry.
Let him be in the bag.
It's full of other things.
Now it's full of him.
Like, but Mom, I want to be in the bag.
But Ricky, I want to be in the show. Wah.
Oh, until you did the wah, I didn't realize you were. But the wah is, yeah, that's
Gives it away.
gives it away.
Okay, well, at least you got it eventually. That's what matters.
Okay. But yeah, you guys can all meet with her. You can even meet with her in the new tavern, which is probably almost all furnished at this point, unless you want to meet her in a more neutral location.
No, we can meet her at the tavern. That's
okay.
A fine place.
So you guys meet her in a tavern. She has her daughter with her, a child that's probably not more than 6 years old. The strange thing is, when you all saw her, she was blonde. Well, when you were at the Midnight Derby, she was blonde.
Mm-hmm.
When Raine met with her, her was different color, obviously. This time, her hair is jet black.
If I remember correctly, Raine saw the wig left
Mm-hmm.
in the, yeah.
And Tilda probably would have ran into her while we were creating potions, I imagine.
At some point, yeah.
But, Raine will take, the child aside. While we talk to your mother, could you, make sure Cal doesn't get into any trouble? And I point out the cat that's, lazing around, kind of near the back.
Persephone will nod enthusiastically, and go off to attempt to pet Cal. And at that point, Demeter is going to fold her hands, stop what she's working on when she gets to a safe time point in her brewing and say, okay, so I heard that you wanted to speak with me. Or interview me.
Just tell them what you told me.
Okay. So I'm trying to find my notes.
I don't know what I told you. God damn it.
I told you guys a lot of stuff, so it's just like
yeah.
I know it's got 6 times. Whatever we're dealing with, like it's a lot.
And is it Zaitari and Tilda? Is everybody there, or is it just Tilda?
Oh no, I'm there.
Okay.
This is
Bittersweet.
This is half my tavern.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Bittersweet is wherever Melanie is.
Jesus.
Okay, we might have to fucking talk about that now.
Yeah.
All right.
What do you mean I can't watch?
No.
Like a fucking cat at the end of the bed.
So.
It could literally be a cat.
It's like all those.
Oh no!
The fucking videos of like amateur porn people get interrupted by the cat.
Yeah.
Every time we see a new cat, we're gonna be like, "Are you a real cat?"
I have planted that seed of doubt in your mind. Is this a real horse?
They're all
Take it to find out, right?
Before you sit on the horse, be like, "Are you cool with this? Are you a real?" I don't know if I'm supposed to sit on you.
My Sunday players do that to all the horses they encounter now because the druid cast Speak with Animals on his first horse and learned that it was clinically depressed. No, they ask every horse permission first.
I love it.
Oh, that's amazing.
Oh.
And continue on with, are you okay? Do you have feelings of sadness and depression?
Do you have someone you can turn to in times of trouble?
Yeah.
Okay. So.
Yeah, Zaitari will wave her hand at Demeter. It's like, all right, tell your story.
All right.
Tell us the story that convinced Raine to trust you.
Well, as you all know, Demeter's not my real name. I went by. She just squints at you.
Wait, Demeter's not your real name?
No.
Okay.
Sure. My real name is Marla, but my criminal name, the name I went by in the underground, is Serena.
Just 3 names.
Well, the Demeter's 4 while I'm here. I remember all of you at the Midnight Derby. And you were all there when the Fire Ruby of the North went missing. You probably have figured it out already that's my handiwork.
Yes, darling, we know.
What you don't know is I didn't steal the ruby for myself. I stole it for her, and she motions her head towards Persephone. One of the nobles found out about my daughter, so he kidnapped her and told me to steal the fire ruby to get her back.
Insight check.
Okay.
Is she lying?
Samesies. Oh, fuck.
Wow, I rolled a 4.
I rolled a 29, but I rolled it to myself.
I believe you.
Yeah.
I believe you. Zaitari, she does not appear to be lying.
Mm-hmm.
Tilda.
Oh boy.
She doesn't appear to be lying.
Okay.
I was gonna say, I only got a 17, so who knows?
So, after I was able to make the trade, I decided that it would be safer to bring her across the ocean, away from Robur, just in case the Lord himself decided that he didn't want a loose end anymore. So, I need a job. I heard over through the grapevine that somebody needed a gardener. And since I am one of the best in the business when it comes to poisons and whatnot.
And we've already used several of your potions and dusted disappearances, and not one of them turned into a dusted trophy.
Nope. I decided, if she's gonna be safe, I need to go straight. But she also has to be in a place where nobody knows about our past. So I came here. And if Raine wasn't going to accept me, I probably would be somewhere else, but I'm glad I'm with somebody I know, at least. And yeah, that's it.
If you are willing to occasionally work in the tavern during our busy nights, I'm okay with this.
You trust me enough around drinks. And she flashes you a grin.
If some of our customers suddenly start dropping dead, we'll know who to point the finger at.
Oh, a good poisoner makes it look like natural causes. But I will not. I will not poison.
You're talking to yourself out of a job.
I will not poison anybody's drinks. I will not cause any of your patrons harm. And, well, my daughter always wanted to meet a dragon, and you see her like she Persephone has shifted attention from Cal to Philip. And Philip seems to be telling her a wild tale about mushroom people.
Philip is?
Yep.
Philip talks?
Philip
talks.
talks.
Yeah, Philip talks.
Yes. Philip tells
fuck.
stories. Yeah.
Yeah, tell stories.
Why are you all saying it like you know?
When
did
We looked up the stat block too.
I've seen an alehouse drake before in a game.
Okay, well, anyway.
She did mention it, but
I can imagine
It wasn't
Tilda
passing.
just finding this out.
Oh yeah, I'm sure Tilda's probably just finding out about the alehouse drake. So.
What the bloody hell is that?
Well.
Keep it the bartender.
Philip came with the barkeep.
Philip nods in your direction. Hello?
Tilda looks very startled. But just like, I can't even deal with this right now. And turns back to Marla / Serena / Demeter / whatever. Has more names than me.
That's what Philip roughly looks like.
Guys, I'm trying to look at colors.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is it a koala with wings?
Pretty
Aw.
much.
That's adorable. Anyway.
I like that he's real chunky.
Yeah.
Oh Lord, he coming.
He coming.
He's like a fat Komodo dragon.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Komodo dragons are pretty chunky, so.
Yeah.
It's true.
But anyway, so Tilda turns back to our potential employee and says, I think it is, given your history, I think it reasonable to set some ground rules if we hire you.
Okay.
At least for a little while. Think of it sort of as a probation period.
Okay.
Where you are to stay within the garden and the tavern. You are not to harm customers or the other servants unless they harm you first. I am not against self-defense. I am merely against poisoning people who do not deserve to be poisoned merely for your own amusement.
Okay.
Let's have any fun.
I don't think she's a serial killer.
We don't know. We don't know her.
True, but again, if patrons to our tavern suddenly start dying, I think
You just
we will
heard her
find
say.
why.
Anyway, the whole point of this, really, is to keep you safe, keep us safe, keep our things safe, keep our customers safe. It's all about safety, darling. Does the little girl look like her?
Yes. She has her eyes, her nose, very similar features, so yeah.
You and your daughter will be given rooms somewhere. And that is another place where you can stay. That is, you can go into the garden and into the tavern and your rooms. Wherever they may be. And that is it. For, let's say, 6 months.
Alright.
Raine just kind of tries to read her reaction.
I was about to say, yeah, so does Tilda.
I'm sorry, what does what did Tilda just ask?
She asked that Marla stay in the garden, in the tavern, and in her rooms, wherever they may be, and that's it.
I do have one request.
For 6 months.
If I am to be contained within the tavern, the garden, and my room.
Well, you can explore the city as well.
Of course, but what I was going to ask
Oh,
is, I was going to ask if I may borrow some books from your library.
Which books?
Yes, that's...
History, geography. I've taught my daughter how to read. So I would like to continue her education.
Insight check.
Yeah. I wanted to incite all of
Okay,
the reaction
sure.
to the... And
I'm inciting specifically just the books.
Proceeds.
Hell yeah!
Yep, seems fine to me.
Marla is a very hard woman to read, Zaitari.
God.
Tilda, you see, she's kind of has the, all right, I see. That's cool. And she does seem to want, like, she named, like, just geography and history books and things like that for her daughter to read and to teach her. She didn't name any, books on magic, any further books on potions, or any alchemy, or weaponry. Just books to help tutor her daughter.
I am not against educating your child. So... Yes. We will have... Yes. You absolutely can have certain books, as long as they stay within those categories. And this is, as I said, a probation period. It's meant to foster trust and keep everyone and everything safe. I understand.
Sorry.
I love that when cats do that to, like, photographers and stuff. Anyway, sorry. I'm sure you can understand with your history and specifically my history and my station in life, and the way you just there's meant to be sort of trust that there needs to be in order for you to work here.
Fair.
And thus, yes. I don't know where I'm going with this anymore, guys. I'm sorry. My brain just went...
It's okay.
Prove you're trustworthy.
Yeah, basically.
Okay.
Tilda gives a speech saying stuff about her needing to prove that she's trustworthy, especially given that Tilda herself is a noble, and we know for a fact that Marla is a thief.
Yeah.
Now run this gauntlet we designed for you.
Welcome to American Gladiator.
Take this fork, take this leather armor, and we're going to let you loose in this labyrinth.
Yeah. Tilda would also express some sort of, in some way, the, obviously, the noble who took her daughter was wrong in doing so, and, like, threatened her life, was wrong to do so. But definitely the way she said one of the nobles, found it kind of grated a little on Tilda. So it's just we're keeping you safe. You gotta make sure to follow the rules. Kind of a thing. I don't know.
Well,
I'm trying to be.
Marla will say, "Well, that seems fair." Given
I'm trying
my
not
past.
to be offensive here.
Given my past, that seems fair.
Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, I will.
My throat hurts, guys.
I will. Marla says, "I will abide by these rules." And think of it this way: you're not only getting a gardener. You're getting somebody, once my probation period is over, who can also have a good read on people. Just in case you need something else.
Ow.
Whatever the hell that means.
Well, it might be useful for when we're conducting staff
We need to
interviews for
go.
the rest of the keep.
Or a spy
After
master. Yeah.
Everything's all done. Yeah, that too. She can keep tabs on the rest of the staff for us
Okay, whatever.
eventually. But yeah, I think we're good. She's hired.
At this point, you see Persephone attempting to lift up Melanie, not having. He's a slippery cat. Okay. Raine, was there anything else you wanted to do in months 5 and 6?
I think that was it that I was going to do.
Okay, sounds good. Zaitari.
Yes. So this is just a recap of all the other shit Zaitari was doing in the time that she wasn't doing her other shit, basically. During the downtime, Zaitari picks up a few skills in a language. Going between Nenrine and Tilda when she isn't busy planning her wedding. She picks up Sylvan. From Raine, she learns Sleight of Hand, and with Melanie, she trains and gets the mobile feat. On her own, she studies wind instruments and picks up proficiency in them, so I can use the Pipes of Haunting.
Nice. That's a lot right there.
Yes. Zaitari was
All
very
in 2
busy.
months.
No, not yeah. This is just a recap of what she was doing
I'm
in
teasing.
the interim of everything else. And the last thing that happens, right at the end of the 6 months, basically, Zaitari's husband, Daner, is found. He is in the brilliant quarry Omek off the coast of Ironfast. This information came from Thanik. Basically, a letter was left wherever she was staying, and she read it to herself. And so Zaitari wrote him a letter.
What are you eating? What are you
telling
eating?
him to come to
Put it down.
telling him to come to Valito to sign some papers, which I sent Darren. The
Yep.
letter that Daner would have received.
Yep.
Also,
Daner, no last name. Yeah, you've been served.
His name is
yeah,
Daner.
I didn't.
His name is Daner Cook.
I didn't give him a last. I didn't give him a last name because Zaitari probably would not have known it. To be fair,
This reminds me of the Angela storyline in Bones.
never watched. I didn't watch past like season 3, so I don't know. Caught that, but
What are you doing? What?
also, around the time when everything went down with Tegan, she probably would have spent some extra time in Vox with him before eventually coming back to Valito. And then spending a lot of time thinking. So,
Are you
That's all
licking
Zaitari
dust? What is wrong with you? Get out of there. Sorry. Hang on, I'll mute myself. Hang on.
Okay.
Well, no, now I want to know what the hell is happening.
My dumb cat is licking the dust off of my desk.
Ooh, tasty.
What the fuck is wrong
I mean,
with you?
free duster?
Oh, hang on here. There we go. Put push to talk on.
Okay. Okay. Is that all?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay. Sounds good. Melanie, how's that training coming?
So much training. Basically, she's just still working hard. And despite the fact that she did play hooky the one time, almost every time.
Yeah,
she
you got kind of twice the
seriously.
switch beatings for that.
Yeah, she takes her duties seriously. It's only been a couple times that she'll play hooky in the months, and she's just trying to get everything done.
Okay.
I say, Melanie's been training a lot of people. Just...
Oh yeah, she's just,
Yeah.
she has no time to herself.
Between her own training and then training other people, it's just no time.
She's spending a lot of time in the Zen garden, making friends with Bittersweet.
And you have to balance what on your head for how many hours a day? Okay. Cool. Tilda, I also sent you a message.
Yep, I saw it. Oh, right, 5 and 6. Okay, so... is this is the message at the beginning of the 5 months or at the end of the 5 months?
Hold on. Give me a second. Beginning.
Okay. Do I recognize the ledger that's been left in my that's been left in a box?
It's a like
because I distinctly remember way back in the old days. Towards the beginning of our campaign, Tilda received a ledger from Raine. I'm wondering if this is the same one, because Tilda gave it back. So does it look like the same one?
It's not the same one.
Okay. Now, when it says 200 gold pieces worth of components, is that for like putting the scroll into my book?
Yeah, it could go towards that.
Okay. Well then, seeing the ledger, but not being the same one, she opens it, kind of flips through it. Is there anything written in it?
No.
No? Okay. She puts it away then somewhere, like in her desk or something. And spends a very fretful night because remembering the last time she was given a ledger and the last time somebody broke into her room.
Things are not related.
No, but they are in Tilda's head. So that night is not a good night for sleeping.
Okay.
She's keeping an eye, like she's like dozing off and then like waking up and looking around to make sure nobody's broken into the room yet, and then like, okay.
The voice says, "You can't see me anyways." No.
Fuck you!
No,
Magic
that's
missile!
not canon.
Raine just every once in a while at night goes between everybody's room and just stares.
Oh,
And then
wow.
leaves.
That's so funny. Thanks for that. Thanks.
Oh, shit.
But anyway, so beyond that,
Creepy thought.
yeah. Crap. I'm really bad at this whole finding colors thing, guys. I should never
we
get
know one of
married.
them's going to be blue.
Pale blue and lavender.
I always use, what is it? Cooler. Kuler for picking my color palettes. Even as a designer, I fucking suck at picking out colors. I'm not very good at it. So I let other people do it for me.
I do the same thing when I'm painting minis. I suck at pairing colors.
It is one of my favorite things to do in the entire world.
Really?
I love making color palettes. Mm-hmm.
That's interesting. It's a really, like, quirky hobby.
Oh yeah, there are definitely people who are like really good at that.
No, I get it. It's just I've never really thought of it as like a passion.
Oh, I love colors. Colors are my favorite thing in the world. I've actually told Kelly thing that would truly just wreck my whole world is if I ever went blind. I don't know what I would do. Like, I'm not saying that blind people are probably horribly depressed, but color is like my thing.
Well, anyway. So
Because your wedding would be happening around the 6-month period.
yeah, towards the middle of the 5th month.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I'm trying to find something for you guys, but
You're not having a six session wedding extravaganza? Yeah, you are fired.
If you don't find anything this session, it's not that important. We could just retroactively picture the colors.
Yeah, no, I just basically it's a combination of red and blue. Like and silver, there's silvers and golds, and like it's all those are because Theo's what's it called? His family's colors are red and I think silver is what I don't know. That's kind of what I pictured. And Tilder's are blue and gold. So it's because this is a merging. We have both colors.
What if it was purple, silver, and gold?
I considered purple, but the thing is, I do have. Hang on. I have this as where the fish are not fish, but this is like the new Loyalar.
Fish.
No, not fish. The new Loyalar colors and
crest. Yeah, the
crest. Thank you.
You're welcome. I was trying to think of it too. I was having a hard time.
Where the how did I can't remember what I said. Dara, do you remember?
Yeah. It was going to be a griffin and unicorn and.
Yeah, the black fish is a gold griffin, and the white fish is a silver unicorn. So, but they didn't have those options when I was making this.
That would work.
Sure. That's fine.
Okay. So your wedding will happen in like the 5.5 mark period.
The night before the wedding, Tilda would have
Grow up.
asked. No.
Freak
No.
the fuck out.
No.
No, I know. I'm kidding.
Tilda would have asked Maggie, Rosamond, and Francois to meet her in. I assume we're all at a small, like, chapel.
Okay.
And would bring Theo there, and they would officially get married
I see.
that night, just in
Aw.
case, because it's a big fucking deal that we're doing this. You know, it's a and it's a big ceremony, so and that attracts a lot of attention.
Mhm.
So just in case, Tilda wants it to be done. She wants, like, she doesn't, if it gets interrupted, at least they know that they have actually done this. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Safety
Done
first.
this right and properly, and
Okay.
that they will be officially married no matter what happens the next day.
Well, so you all gather at night at. Did you want to do this at the Temple of Arathis, Pelor, or just a smaller temple?
Well, I was thinking like a small little, like, I assumed the palace has like a chapel or something like that, but
Okay.
but remembering that we're staying at Theo's townhouse, or, you know, whatever. I mean, hell, we could just go to the Temple of Pelor and
Vegas.
just, while nobody's, you know, doing
Temple of
anything.
Vegas.
Temple of Vegas. No. Just, it doesn't really matter to me. I mean, it would matter to Tilda, but it doesn't really.
All right.
So if, I guess the Temple of Arathis is open, maybe, but
It is.
okay. Is anybody actually there?
There were a couple acolytes, but nobody like there.
Mhm.
It is a simple gray stone temple with wooden pews, and as you have all quietly have gathered on this night, with Tilda and
It's-
Theo at the
yeah.
stand,
Just the 5 of us.
just the 5 of you, Maggie will say, "Dearly beloved, we meet here tonight to witness a sacred ceremony, the union of Matilda Persephone Adelaide Bernardine Galantera and Theodoric Henry Loyola. With great reverence, we come together to celebrate the love and devotion shared by these two children of the gods that stand before us. We're especially blessed to be joined today by family and friends. The bride and groom are honored you could be here to participate in this important occasion. As the book of the 5 laws remind us, if I have the gift of prophecy and can fathom all mysteries and all knowledge, if I have a faith that can move mountains, but do not have love, I am nothing." Over the course of their relationship, Matilda and Theodoric have developed a strong bond based on shared values and mutual respect. With a solid foundation from which to grow, they have made the decision to take the oath of marriage and spend the rest of their lives together. Let us revel in the joy and love on display here today. May we treasure these memories as Matilda Persephone Adelaide Bernardine and Theodoric Henry, under the eyes of Arathis and Pelor and Avandra, get set to begin their new life together. Yeah.
Just that's what's in my head. Like, it starts off, cinematically, it starts off at this small
That's a good
chapel
one.
and then eventually becomes
All the people.
yeah.
But before you get to the
in
wedding,
Pelor.
but before you get to the wedding scene,
Oh,
in
Dun dun
Pelor,
dun.
Oh no.
while you
Oh,
are,
crap. Well, that's
you're getting ready, there you have like probably 10 minutes before you have to go walk down the aisle of the large temple of Pelor, decorated to the nines with flowers, bells, and the colors that you have chosen. There is a knock on your door. It's Rosamund, and she says, Tilda, can I come in?
Of course, darling.
She walks in. She looks very nervous. Like, she's kind of wringing her hands a little bit.
Darling?
Father is here.
Oh.
And he would like to see you before the ceremony. And I told him only if you say that's okay. Otherwise, he will...
Send him in.
Okay. She walks, to the door, and then walking through the door is your father, dressed rather finely. And at first, he can't meet your eyes. It's very rare that he doesn't hold stature of one befitting him. Usually he's very confident, very head held high, but right now he can't quite meet your eyes. And then after a few seconds, you hear him take a deep breath, and he says, Matilda?
Father?
You look radiant today.
Thank you.
And he kind of mumbles, I know this will be this difficult. I spoke with your mother. And
From what I've heard, you've been speaking...
through lawyers, correct. But I spoke with her in person. And I apologized to her. As well as your sister. And now I come to apologize to you. I am sorry for all the pain and grief that I may have given you. I am sorry for not initially being very accepting of your relationship with Theodric. And I wanted to apologize and hope that it wasn't too late to be forgiven by you. I understand if you cannot forgive me. I haven't been exactly the most warm person. I haven't exactly been what some would consider a good father to you or Rosamond. And especially during these past months, I could have been a better husband to your mother. It took some very long months and a couple stern talking tos to come to realize that. So yes.
Father,
Yes?
did you write the poem in the
I did. If the poem you are referring to is one I'm thinking of, yes.
Damn it. I know I wrote it down. Fuck. Oh. The Strings poem.
Yes, I did. He kind of gives you a look like how did you, but then he just like it quickly just like I'll think about it. Think more about this later. That is not important right now.
What was it about? The knot is strong, the strings are tight. It won't break loose no matter how much I fight.
It was a number of things. Responsibility versus duty versus family. Doing what is actually right as opposed to doing what is expected of me. Being pulled in two directions. I used to write a lot of poetry when I was younger to express how I felt because, well, my father was very similar to acted very similarly in which I treated you and Rosamond. I did what was expected of me, and I did it well. I did not question him, and I didn't care for it, but I did what was expected to me. But after doing a reevaluation of who I am, the life I've lived, the people I've affected, I've realized that maybe the way I've been doing things, maybe the way I've treated people, that it was wrong for me to do the things I have done, the way I've treated people. So yes, I wrote the poem. I wrote many poems, and it took me this long to realize that you are your own person, and you should live life the way you want to. And if it means marrying Theodric, and if that truly makes you happy, I will support you.
Tilda takes a deep breath and a small smile lifts the corner of one of the corners of her lips, and she says, "Thank you, Father. I've missed you too, you know." And I kind of reach forward and take both of his hands, and then I go up on tiptoes and kind of pull him down and give him a kiss on the cheek.
All right. He will. You saw as he gotten a little closer to his face, he was a little teary-eyed. No fallen tears, but he returns your smile.
Tilda's teary-eyed too, but she's trying to link it back because she does not want her makeup to run.
Right. All right.
I love you, Papa.
I love you too. Now, somebody is about to get married. I'll be out there watching. He'll give you a kiss on the top of your head.
Mm-hmm.
Give your hand a squeeze, and then he will walk out, excusing himself. You see Rosamund like peeking in as the door opens.
And like as he's leaving, I'm immediately reaching for Piff and like trying to keep my mascara and
It's like
eyeliner from running.
Fan.
Exactly. And like just
Tilt your head back. Tilt your head back.
Yep.
Tilt your head back, fan.
Yep. That's all of these things are what Tilda is doing, and kind of. Well, that was unexpected.
Yeah, Rosamund's like, And all of a sudden you hear some music, and Rosamund's like, "Oh, we need
Fuck!
Go!
Da, 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 da.
That's our cue. We have to go now."
And I like to imagine that's the ice queen going da da.
Yep, she just
No,
That's Deacon.
No, it's like yeah, that's probably Deacon. The Ice Queen is probably like doing like an opera version.
Yeah, so Tilda puts, gets her veil, grabs her flowers, and rushes behind Rosamund. And,
Yep. And you and Yep. And you and Theodric are now husband and wife.
Yay!
Yay.
I know. We were already, but it's nice to have.
Officially.
Yeah.
You have now had other people experience the wedding.
Okay. And then during what's up?
Can I say a thing?
Yes.
During the wedding?
Yes, of course.
So over the past couple of months, Primrose has been doing a bunch of stuff. But she didn't forget that Tilda told her that she had better be at her wedding.
Mm-hmm.
And so, sitting on the bride's side, wearing not armor but a suit, is Prim.
Aw. You could have worn ceremonial armor. I wouldn't mind it, but
nervously holding a gift box.
oh. I mean, there would have been a table for gifts.
That's at the reception, but
that's at the reception. But she doesn't want to. She wants to give it to Tilda herself.
Okay.
Activate plan. Keep it Prim.
And so after the wedding, at the reception, Prim would go to Tilda and give her this gift box.
Hello, darling.
Hello. It was a beautiful ceremony.
Thank you. It was, wasn't it?
I told you I wouldn't miss it for the world. I had to pay a man. I don't think it was legal, but I had to pay a man to teleport me here. I'm not entirely sure it was legal, so don't tell anyone else.
Your secret is safe with me, darling.
But I wanted to give you. I've been working on something, sort of in my free time. I have a lot of it some days, and well, here, and she like pushes the box at you.
Tilda opens it.
So inside is like a wooden jewelry box, and inside that are two bracelets that are made of like worked silver, and they have like interlocking runic patterns on them. So you can actually, at any point on either bracelet, you can press them towards each other, and they will click together. And she says, these are a bit special. These are infinity bracelets. Once you two put them on, you won't be able to take them off.
Sorry, those are called manacles, hon. I don't know what they call them in the dwarven lands, but
you can probably slip them over your hand if you try hard enough. Maybe get some soap or something. But the point is that it's supposed to be difficult to get off.
Is this supposed to be some sort of? Is this a dwarven tradition, or?
And she gets a really far away look in her eyes, and she's thinking for a second, and she's like, I think my parents had them. I remember that.
Oh.
Seeing that in the sunlight.
Oh, all right.
But no, sorry. The important part is that I made them.
Yes.
So.
And they're lovely. They really are.
So I don't know if you.
Theo.
I don't know.
Don't put this on. What are they? Just put it on.
Just put it on.
If you and Theo will ever choose to wear them, because I know that it's, if you're in, as an adventure, when you're out adventuring, it's a little bit cumbersome to have jewelry. But
oh, darling, that's never stopped me from accessorizing.
That's never stopped Tilda or Zaitari.
I can't hear anyone.
Oh.
What?
I'm sorry.
Fuck, I can't hear anyone.
Oh no.
Quick say horrible things.
Bloody, bloody, blah, 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 blah.
Oh no. My bracelet is, no, not my bracelets, it's my... Oh, fuck, I got it, okay. Okay.
Hello? Hello?
I can hear people now. Yeah.
Okay.
Yay!
And you ate everyone? Jesus.
I mean, I don't think she meant it the way you're taking it.
Rude.
But yeah,
Yes.
so that's what Prim would do.
So Tilda would call. So wait, well, when you said it's cumbersome as an adventurer to wear jewelry, Tilda said, "Oh, darling, that's never stopped me from accessorizing." And would call Theo over.
Yeah, he comes over. He was chatting briefly, actually, with your father.
Oh fuck.
Ooh. Ooh, boy.
And he excuses himself. Yes, darling.
Look at the lovely bracelets that Prim made for us.
Hint, hint.
They're very beautifully crafted.
Exactly.
Oh, thank you.
We do appreciate it so much that you're here, and hopefully you'll be coming back to the group.
Not just yet. Soon.
Well, I mean, not
Hopefully.
right away, of course. I mean, Theo and I have a honeymoon to go on, but soon?
There are things happening in Nortec that are bad. Everything.
Oh, by the way, that reminds me that something I would have told you guys earlier in the month, like in the first, like whenever we found out about it, DM. I don't know when that was, but Alexandria and I were all studying the preclusium and stuff like that. Turns out it's Old One blood.
What?
Yeah.
What
Nice.
the fuck?
Yeah, it's calcified Old One blood, and the goop
That's
that the dragon
horrifying.
was swimming around in, Old One blood.
Oh, horrifying.
Yeah.
I hope I didn't get it in my mouth.
You wasn't the only one
my
swimming in it.
God, holy shit.
Yeah, that was kind of
Aaron.
my reaction too. So, by the way, that's something you all know.
Oh, by the way.
Thanks for that little tidbit.
Sorry,
That's
I
great.
just remember.
No, that's okay. No, we did need to know that. Oh my
That was
God.
something I wanted to tell you guys, and I just forgot until you just said Nortec, and I was like, oh, fuck, right.
But yeah,
It's like,
Prim-
ooh, yeah, that's a thing.
Prim would give just like a very basic rundown of just how corrupt the government in Nortec is currently.
It's corrupt as fuck.
Thank you.
Oh, so it's like what we're dealing with right now.
Huh.
But even like even doing her own personal things, she's still trying to help the group. Like she would mention that now that we've sort of gotten control of that the mine where they were getting all the preclusium from. So far as I can tell, the main source of it would be from Ormec. So me and my old friend me and my friend Tyke, we're trying to make sure that we're keeping an eye on any shipments that are coming in or out of the country.
Crap, did Tilda know her fiance's
No, only Zaitari
Fiancés.
did.
Oh yeah, that's
Ah!
right.
But anyway. Tilda just nods and is like, oh, okay, no, so you're doing good work anyway. It's just...
I know. Hopefully soon, though.
Well, it is a party. Could somebody, I kind of snap my fingers for a servant to take the box.
Yep, that one comes just materializes out of nowhere.
Great.
Possibly,
over to
literally.
Yeah. It's an unseen servant. We did.
He hired a bunch of hired a bunch of wizards to do MC servants.
Yeah, exactly.
Nobody realized, but we're actually in Mordenkainen's magnificent mansion.
Yeah, and to put it over by the gifts, and they say, "No, it's a party, darling. Go, dance. Have fun."
What can I ask? I sort of been meaning to ask. Who's that tall fellow over there?
Who are you pointing to?
Are you setting yourself up with Bittersweet?
Pointing at
Heather?
Bittersweet, yeah.
Oh my god.
Well, first of all, not sure Bittersweet is a fellow. They have not given, he or she pronouns. Do you know what I mean? So, but, they're Bittersweet. They're a druid that we found in our keep.
Don't say that they are.
Beg your pardon?
Heather. Oh my god.
Look,
This is
she
amazing.
likes
No.
tall people, and if she saw
See?
them,
Size kink.
there's literally no reason why she wouldn't at least be like, oh.
Yeah. I actually have a question. I can't
And
remember her name.
I fucking realized this the second I was like, Bittersweet would be at this wedding too. Oh. Well, alright. Guess we could be doing that.
Oh, just go fuck yourself, Heather, man.
Darren,
Mm-hmm.
is I can't remember her name. Is Maite's mom here?
Yep.
Oh, fuck. Oh, shit.
There's all of Melanie's brothers.
Bittersweet
Zaitari
run.
would 100% be trying to set that shit up with Prim again.
Bittersweet run.
Oh my god. Right, so during the reception, the queen calls everybody to order.
Before that happens,
Okay.
really quick,
Yep.
sometime during, like, probably, like, I don't know, after the first dance or something, when Zaitari and Tegan are just kind of sitting at a table,
Mm-hmm.
relaxing for a minute before, you know, going back and mingling and all that fun shit. Zaitari will kind of just ask, after she takes a sip of wine, have you ever thought about getting married, Tegan?
What?
This isn't any kind of... This is just a general curiosity question.
Oh,
This is not a trap.
I've to be quite honest, frankly, I wasn't really thinking about marriage when I was on my whole family issue thing,
Well, I can understand why.
but I wouldn't be against the notion at all.
I don't know. It just seems like a lot.
It can be. But, and he's, at this point, he's looking toward Theo and Tilda. But there's something about being with somebody in marriage that I could see the appeal. Are you okay?
Oh, yeah, I'm fine. It's just a lot, and, I mean, they have, besides, you know, loving each other, they have political reasons for it. It just seems like a lot.
It can be a lot, but look how happy they are.
Evil Queen laugh.
Really?
Ojo-sama laugh.
Yeah, yep, that's it. That's what I was trying to think of from Host Club.
I don't know what that is.
One of the best anime ever. I love it.
Is
fills
that
my
what
heart
the-
with warmth and happiness?
Do you mean that or the Ojo-sama laugh?
I don't know any of what just like any of that. I thought it was all the same thing.
I mean, it's part of the same anime. Yeah. Oh yeah. Okay. Well, I was thinking of specifically the character in Oran High School Host Club that does that exact laugh to be introduced.
It's a trope.
Yeah.
It's the noble woman laugh.
Yeah. That's it. Anyways,
Now it's time for the first dance.
how are you doing, Tegan, with everything that's happened?
I'm taking it one day at a time. I'm relieved it's over, but at the same time, I still have that. I'm still thinking something else is going to go wrong with all of that. Demon, devil packs, and I'm just getting through it one day at a time.
I understand. Are you sure you really don't want anything to do with your heritage? It's a lot to kind of just leave behind.
When I ran away, I felt like I tricked myself, or at least convinced myself that I would be living that life forever. So I was kind of already in that mindset. I'm pretty sure.
Just keep thinking about it.
I'll think about it, but I know Penelope will do a great job.
I understand, but that doesn't mean you should just leave your family behind completely.
I mean, I'll still go visit. I'll still, make sure Penelope's doing all right. And he kind of just looks around. I don't want to be partaking nobility at this point. I'd rather just... I like working on new inventions. I enjoy being part of the treasure hunters. I don't know if I could reintegrate myself in this society, like in the upper echelons of this society. But I'll think about it.
As long as you'll think about it. And I'll just grab his hand and we can cut to the queen doing her little announcement stuff.
Well, I can't now.
Oh.
Lynn's
not here.
I need Lynn now.
Yes, we need all of the heroes of Leona
to witness Lynn's knighting.
Oh yeah, that would be what's happening, isn't it? That makes a lot of sense. I thought the queen was just going to make a speech.
A speech, yeah.
But no.
Okay, so does anybody else want to do anything while they're at the reception? What's Bittersweet up to?
Bittersweet's never been to a wedding.
Ever?
No, Bittersweet's been to hand fasting ceremonies, but not like this.
Not like high society. Holy shit.
Not like Bittersweet lived in the mountains with like mountain people.
Yeah, no, okay.
They handfasted under an open sky and like
Sure.
and no gods, only man. Essentially.
Oh.
So they don't really understand organized religion. And they super don't understand the chapel and the whole ceremony. But my assumption is that there's tiny cake.
Yes.
They think that's pretty cool.
There's lots of tiny
Super
cakes.
tiny, damn.
They're impressed by the tiny cakes. And probably in an attempt to, so this is taking place in spring, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So probably in an attempt to like, because they know that Tilda isn't super enamored of them.
It's
Like,
not that she's not enamored. She
but
just hasn't had time to get to know you.
She like has like she's been super busy, but knows that, especially as like at the beginning, Tilda was not kind of like, why is this person here?
Yeah.
And so while like during the reception would go outside and cast plant growth, so there's just like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of wildflowers and just like butterflies and bees just all surrounding the chapel.
Butterflies are cool. The bees, not so much.
Like nice, fat, happy
nice
bumblebee.
bees? Okay.
Hello, bees.
Hello,
So,
bees.
Even though this is in the city, like any amount of soil, any pot, any like potted plant, like it's just sprouting wildflowers within a hang on,
I think it's
100-foot radius of the.
I was going to say a mile, but that's way too much.
That's the big one.
Yeah.
Yeah, a mile is the big daddy.
Yeah.
Does an action. And so that's what Bittersweet does.
Cool. Lynn, are you back yet?
Yeah, I'm back.
Okay, good.
Okay, I was gonna say, one more thing, DM.
Bittersweet goes back inside.
Just very quickly, Raine has looked slightly uncomfortable through this whole thing, but is mostly keeping it under her hat. She's maybe just toying with the ring of invisibility on her finger. And if anyone cares to ask, she will actually mention that she has never been to a wedding either.
Okay.
Ever?
It's not for people like her. Most people
Been to a
don't
dog wedding.
bother with it.
I mean, even common folk have weddings.
They do,
Maybe
but
not
it's
big.
they're common, but it's not common.
Ha ha ha.
Okay. So, Melanie, since it's the reception now, it's time for your knighting ceremony.
Okay.
Or start eating dust again. Stop it.
Sorry. Can't help it.
Get
Cats.
bacon flavored dust or something?
No, I don't know what's wrong with him.
That dust is just super delicious.
I mean,
You're
Luke likes
looking-
to eat floor snacks. Sometimes it's food, like spinach, which he apparently likes to eat once it's dry and on the floor. Sometimes it's just dirt.
Sometimes it's just lint. Who knows?
Yeah. Lint and his own fur.
Okay.
Why do we have such stupid cats?
Yeah, French fry eats lint from time to time. Sorry. Okay. So the queen will start heading towards the back of the hall where they have the sword, armor, shield, and spurs nearby. And everybody parts, and there is a wide enough pathway in the middle for you to approach, Melanie. And I'm double checking the name you wish to use is two of
Heroes
it?
of Leona.
No.
Different. Different thing.
Oh, okay.
I'm trying to pronounce it correctly because we know how impeccable my pronunciation is.
Yep.
Two hair.
Oven. Oh, okay, great. Thank you. That's much appreciated.
That's how yeah.
Two oven. All right. So Queen Victoria says, you don't have a middle name, do you?
No.
Okay.
I guess.
Melanie Tuoven, come forth and kneel before me.
I do so.
Okay.
Gravitas.
All right. So the herald, there's a herald, reads, "Be it known to all men and women that I, well, actually, this would be Theo. Sorry. So Theo has to go up there too. If you accompany him.
Yeah.
Okay. Good. So he's the herald. Be it known to all men that I, Theodric Henry Lorillard, am minded to raise Melanie Tuoven by virtue of her honor, loyalty, valor, and skill at arms to the high rank of knighthood. Melanie Tuoven, do you swear and acknowledge that I and Matilda to be your true and lawful lieges?
I do.
Do you also swear fealty to Queen Victoria Emily Valido to defend and obey her until she departs the throne or death shall take you?
I do.
Let this be the last blow you receive without just recourse. In proper fashion, he is going to strike you across the shoulder hard enough to knock you down.
Wait, what?
Yeah, it's part of it. Because this is the last blow you will receive without just recourse.
Tackle him.
Well, I want you to know.
Lightning resistant potions. Tackle him! Tackle him! He's working for the dragon.
I mean, I just take it.
Okay.
I do frown. Like, you see a frowny face in the midst of all this gravitas when I'm trying to look all fancy like they taught me. And, like, they punches me and I'm like, this fucking sucks.
It's not that... Okay. So, repeat after me. I, Melanie...
I'm sorry, I thought I was doing like a right after thing. I'm imagining this actually happened.
You see the queen is... Like,
she
just
crack
pinches
in the
bridge of
background.
her nose.
the queen is like pursing her lips, but trying not to laugh. And Theo's like...
Somewhere in the back, Professor Proudfoot is like, oh!
Yeah, pretty much.
Bitch can't hit me anymore. She hits me, I'm coming after her.
Alright. Repeat after me. I, Melanie, do solemnly swear and pledge my sword to Theodric Lorillard.
I, Melanie, some stuff in the middle. Swearing swords to Theodric Lorillard.
Wow.
Leoma.
Wow.
I imagine Melanie did better than that. Look, I'm just gonna roll it. Hey, I remembered all of it, alright?
Okay.
I didn't remember all of it, but Melanie sure as hell did. I rolled a 20 on my intelligence save.
Okay. I'll allow it.
You gotta pause more often for that shit. Theodoric, come on, man.
My liege to defend and obey him.
My liege to obey and defend him.
And offend him, yes, that's what you've done.
Love that.
Until he departs his demences, or death shall take me.
Until he departs his dementia and death shall take me?
His domain, I think, is
That makes
Demenses.
way more
It's
sense.
pronounced
Okay.
domain.
Gotcha.
To uphold the honor of knighthood.
To uphold the honor of knighthood.
And Theodoric says, and I, for my part, do swear to defend and honor Melanie Tuovin as befits a true knight. He will then take, the queen will then take the sword and tap you lightly on both shoulders and say, I dub thee Sir Melanie Tuovin, receive now your spurs, you get your spurs, your right to suitable arms, you receive the shield, and take this, my sword, girds on the sword, and to your side to serve and defend me well. Arise, Sir Knight. And everybody claps.
Yay!
Melanie stands up, beaming, and the first moment she gets, she's gonna walk over to Raine and just dip and kiss.
Oh.
Raine is surprised, but pleased.
This pleases me.
Yeah.
So, what does Melanie's crest shield thing
I was
look
trying
like?
to find a good crest generator, but it's gonna be a nice, wiggly, fancy-looking shield shape, and then there's gonna be a four pieces, and two of them are gonna be bears, like rampant. Is that what they're called when they're all like "Rawr!"
Yes.
Yes, that
Sorry,
is what
Leia.
that is
I'm
called.
sorry.
That is the
Yes.
proper terminology.
It's called rampant, but I don't need to growl, do I? No, I don't. And then
Did you frighten Luke?
on the other, Leia
Leia.
looked at me like, "The fuck is this shit?" She's getting pets right now. And then on the other two, there will be shields, just regular looking shields. And then down the middle, there's going to be a sword with a sunburst.
Huh. Wow.
I'll probably sketch it in my free time.
Okay. Cool.
The sword with the sunburst will actually kind of have to be like behind, but.
All right. Awesome. All right.
And
And
the house motto for House Tuoven, is it a house? For my lineage, the motto is strength in arms and honor.
Hmm.
Oh, no. Yeah, strength in... No, it was strength in arms and heart.
Okay.
you should get that worked out before the.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For it's official, like officially written and stuff.
So you now are the Knight Protector of the lands around your keep, which is are we going with keep vigilant, keep vigilance, keep
I thought we went with keep Rosewater.
Rosewater? Okay, keep Rosewater.
Keep.
Rosewater keep.
Rosewater Keep.
Rosewater keep.
Yeah. And
I don't like it.
Too bad. You've been
Too
outvoted.
fucking bad.
Should have went with Castlevania.
Castle Grayskull. Castle Unicorn.
Camelot. Okay. So
You know what? That is a silly place.
the celebrations go well into the night. There is much food, drink, dancing, music. It's a great time. Your father, Tilda, dances with you at some point. Rosamund, you spot Rosamund and Pierre in the dancing area.
Mm-hmm.
They've been doing well. Yeah, and after the night is over, you guys can get ready for your honeymoon.
Woohoo!
So, yep. Anything else you want to do in month 6?
Speak now or forever hold your peace.
I mean, I definitely try to set up Prim with my Tay's mom.
Oh, jeez.
I would just go up
Okay.
to her and point out that, oh, look, Primrose is here. I remember you wanted to speak with her before, and it didn't quite work out, but she might be more available now. And
on,
then just
Prim.
kind of like point her out and leave.
Don't you want to join the Dragon Riders?
Oh,
Wow! Yes! There's a club!
I mean, she'll speak to you, but she'll be very respectful.
Always get consent. That's nice.
So I'm a shape changer. I can be any height you want.
Alright. Oh, hang on, that's Bittersweet. It's the wrong one. It's Prim's sheet. There it is. Loading.
Oh, that's just drool everywhere. Thanks for shaking your head, baby. Yeah, just like a sprinkler of cat spit. Huge.
Okay.
I love it when cats drool.
Yeah, it's the
Yeah.
best.
Yeah.
She's so happy, and it's so wet.
Yeah, it's
so
basically
cold.
it's basically if they're happy enough, it's basically just pure water. It's like not even like spit consistency. It's just water.
You know what? That doesn't surprise me because when our one cat Rogue is being petted and she's really happy, like it's just like literally
just
dropping
falling.
out of
yeah.
her nose.
Yeah, and it is. It's out of their noses. It's not out of their
Yeah,
mouth.
that was still bittersweet, but
So I guess Prim gets super tipsy because
Okay.
She rolled an 8 on her wisdom. So
okay.
guess she sleeps with the dragon.
Well,
Nice.
she's not gonna do it if you're drunk. If you're drunk.
She goes to bed with a dragon.
Okay. Goes to bed with the dragon.
Snuggles with her.
If she goes to bed and you're very clearly tipsy, snuggles is where it probably will end.
Aww.
Until the morning.
And then it's Bang City, baby!
And then I think in the morning Prim would freak out.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah,
Would
probably.
she? Oh, okay.
Literally any height you want.
Like she wouldn't freak
That's
out.
just like Raine the next day after she's told. I'm like,
Like she wouldn't freak out over the fact like holy shit I almost went to bed with a dragon. She would freak out of I'm so sorry for inconveniencing you.
That's Prim.
I'm so sorry.
And she would just
You didn't have to let me stay in your bed.
and Angela would
It's
just
very soft.
we'll pat you on the head. It's like it's okay, my dear. It's fine. You look so cute when you're sleeping though.
Oh, thank you. And you are absolutely the most beautiful creature I've ever seen in my life.
Still.
Want to get brunch?
Mimosas?
Yeah.
Okay, so I
I'll be
was
down for
shipping Malbert. And now I'm shipping you and the dragon. You're gonna be the person that tames the dragon. You guys are gonna settle down and raise some dragon babies. Perfect.
Last I checked, a ship is pretty big. Not like a boat. You know, there's room for more than just 2 on this ship.
Yeah, but I don't. Malbert
She's like 3
seemed
foot
kind
tall,
of.
leave her alone.
Malbert seemed kind of like, not super traditional, but traditional enough that he might not want to share with a dragon. I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe that's just the gist I got.
What?
Help me.
You're going out for brunch and mimosas. It's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Platonic mimosas.
not in the story we're writing. Not in the fanfiction.
I didn't say anything like happens. I just say you go out for brunch, get some
Yes.
eggs and Benedict, and a lot of like.
Eggs and Benedict.
Eggs and Benedict.
Yeah.
That's what you get eggs. She
I'm
gets
sorry.
Benedict.
I don't mean to laugh, but I'm imagining like what the Benedict is.
It's just Benedict Arnold.
Benedict Cumberbatch just shows up and is
He
like, "What
brings
the
the
hell is
eggs out."
fucking going on?"
And some like, French toast. And
Yay!
bacon. What's Bittersweet doing in the last 5 to 6 months besides attending a wedding?
So let me see. So number one, Bittersweet probably got unfortunately drunk at the wedding.
Yeah.
They don't really have much experience with wine or booze of most sorts. Mostly, I think that they're continuing to help with the keep.
Okay.
Like talking with people as they find them, because I imagine that they probably end up talking to Raine a fair amount, because where Melanie is, Raine usually is, though, or nearby, at least to some degree. And
you're probably talking to Marla quite a bit too, and well, Demeter and Persephone.
Yeah, and like anytime there's like stonework that needs to be dealt with, because I mean I've got stone shape, so I can do a fair amount. So like, especially like decorative stonework, I think that Sweet finds that they really like doing.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a lot of like nature motifs that are hidden around the keep, and like hard to reach, out of the way places, like hidden behind bookshelves and stuff like that.
Okay.
So I think that they spend some time doing that. So like occasionally someone will move like a chair and it's like, why is there a scene of a hound chasing a hart in the stone here? But they spend a lot of time trying to essentially ingratiate themselves to especially to Tilda and to Zaitari.
Okay.
Who they kind of view as being like in charge, like the equivalent of the clan leader of the group, the clan leaders of the group.
Hell yeah.
Yep. I accept this.
Yep. Seems easy.
So like Tilda's room always has fresh flowers in it.
Oh, that's nice.
And Zaitari's room is just just smells nice constantly. But like old forest and like fresh water and stuff like that.
Cool.
And just anytime any of they like need something done, Bittersweet is just like, I can do that.
Okay. Cool.
You guys would get the sense after several months with Bittersweet is that they're kind of codependent.
I'm wondering how Bittersweet would act with Nenrain.
Oh boy.
Because Nenrain's always in the library.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
I don't know if... So I think Bittersweet can read to a certain degree, but is, having grown up the last almost 100 years in the woods, they haven't really had the chance to do a lot of reading.
mm-hmm.
Mostly what they learned how to read was stuff like receipts and trade ledgers. So they might not be in the library too much, other than when they're just working in there.
Okay. And I imagine you'd have some interaction with Wern and Philip, the alehouse drake.
Oh yeah, they love Philip. Philip's awesome.
Yeah, Philip's pretty awesome. They
just give him like food all the time. And just like, tell me more.
Oh yeah, he has pretty much a story about anything you want to hear about.
Oh God, this is how they're learning more about the world. Is through this drunk dragon.
My teacher, Philip.
He tells you about the elven lands that he passed through a few times in his youth. He tells you about the deserts of Robur. He tells you about the short dwarves of the north, and even about the pirate islands of the Broken Isles. He tells you anything you wish to know about and answers any question you have.
They're super intrigued by pirates and just large bodies of water.
And as long as you, like, get him an ale, he'll just keep talking and talking and talking. And food. Food's good too, but ale's preferred.
Yeah, mostly food, because I can just make that.
Bless you?
That was Brandon, sorry.
God bless you, Brandon. Wherever you may be.
Okay. Cool.
But yeah, if they can make money anyhow, some of it at least is going to buying the dragon a beer.
Nice. Alright, is there anything anybody wants to do before the time skip ends?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
No.
Great.
Go on the honeymoon, and that's about it.
I'm now anxious about Daenor, so...
Okay.
Daenor?
So...
Daenor sounds better
is
than
everybody... I imagine Tilda is staying with... Theodric at this point, being married.
Sure.
Or are you guys at the keep, like, a fair amount of the time, I would say?
When the keep is done, Zaitari's fucking moving in.
Okay.
Same for Raine, I think.
And Melanie, well, being Knight Protector of the region, would probably have to move in.
Yeah. I'll probably go ahead and do that.
Okay.
Yeah, when the it's a little awkward with the whole being married thing. It's like, do we both live at the keep? Do we both live at the estate? Does Tilda live at the keep? Do we live separately? I don't know.
It's whatever is normal for you guys.
Yeah. So I'm saying that it's this kind of awkward, like, conversation probably between them.
I imagine splitting time between a few people. He doesn't mind. He likes to get out of his own keep every once in a while. So he doesn't mind staying. If you guys allow him, he doesn't allow... he doesn't mind staying at Rosewater Heap. He doesn't mind, like, he'll go where you go, Tilda. He can always bring work. He can always bring work with him.
Yeah. I think we would probably, like... Tilda would probably stay in the keep just because, when it's done. Just because, like, she doesn't want to have to be going back and forth and, like, oh, hey, we've got a mission for all you guys. Okay, wait a second, we need to go message Tilda. Tilda!
Yeah. Bring the Tilda phone.
Kind of
Yeah, believe me, as soon as I get my next level in Bard, I'm going to make a teleportation circle in the keep.
Fair enough.
So, we're going to take that spell.
Yeah, so Tilda will stay in the keep, but there will be frequent visits, from Theo and to Theo, and, like, it's not, they're kind of working long distance, but it's what they're doing for them. Like they're trying to make it work.
Okay. Well, speaking of which, this will happen when everybody's at the keep currently. It's around 7 in the evening. When... Oh, and by the way, Zaitari, Grency is her name?
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
She has accepted...
Grinchy, however you want to...
Yeah. Grency
Probably
has...
S, yeah.
Has accepted the position for groundskeeper.
Okay.
And...
Cool.
As long as her husband is allowed to play at the tavern every once in a while, she's more than happy to be your groundskeeper.
Yeah, no problem with that.
But, yes.
Question.
Yep.
Just throwing this out there. Did does Tilda's wedding ring have any sort of magical properties to it? Because my engagement ring did.
Well, I imagine it would probably just complete your set.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. That's fine. I just wanted to know.
Alright. Grency, because we'll figure out like a butler and head housekeeper.
Yeah,
after.
we could.
Grency finds you in the keep. Probably you're in a tavern. And she says, "Hey, Zai?
Yes.
There's
What is it?
somebody at the gate. They say they
it is a keep.
Yeah, but they say they know you. Elena Stormwind?
Oh, yes.
She says it's important and she needs to speak with all of you guys. As soon as possible.
Okay. Over the brooch. And we'll have to find Bittersweet. Elena is here to speak with all of us. And, Grancy, if you could, have somebody send her to, the dining hall?
Of course. No problem. And she'll go off.
Really, Zaitari, I've been setting these guys up for 2 hours. They're really starting to buy into my tells now. Imagine Raine's in the back room, card sharping somebody.
Well, I apologize, but if you could tear yourself away for just a moment.
Fine.
Is this during the last month? Or at the end of it?
This is at the end of the month.
Okay.
This is when you're back from your honeymoon. The
Right.
keep's totally finished.
How was Dighton, by the way?
Dighton was beautiful. Think of it like you're touring a very large, prettier Vatican City.
Prettier. Okay.
It's a very beautiful city. There's a mix of, in the section where Moradin is worshipped, there's large structures of dwarven architecture, but when you cross into where Avandra is worshipped, you get more of a white and gold motif with high buildings with pointed steeples. When you go to Pelor, of course the sunburst is everywhere. And yeah, it's a very beautiful city, actually.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, the wonderful time.
It was wonderful, darling. No one asked, but fuck all y'all. Anyway, Tilda will.
Oh, is that where she honeymooned?
Yes. Dighton.
Oh, I mean, Zaitari definitely would have asked about it, because she probably has been to Dighton, but it's been a very long time.
Well, you went to Dighton recently.
Oh, yes, we did. That's right. That's what I thought when you said Dighton, but I wasn't sure. So,
Anywho.
Yeah.
Anywho.
But Elena is waiting for you guys in the dining room. When each one of you enters, she gives a quiet nod. She doesn't even say anything until all of you have entered the room.
All right, Elena, we're all here. By the way, Elena, Bittersweet, Elena.
Hello.
Hello. Pleased to meet you.
It is a pleasure to meet you as well. And
Primrose is out on business.
I see. That's a shame.
But, long time no see, darling.
And she, she drops the accent at this point. I wish it was under better circumstances.
Our keep was just finished.
I know, and I hate to tear you away from
I
it.
just got back from my honeymoon.
Was
I
it
haven't even shown everyone the slides.
We've been. Raine goes invisible.
Well,
It was lovely.
I was about to ask, but
Yeah.
I'm glad to hear your honeymoon's lovely. And I heard that it was a very lovely wedding as well. But I need your help. And
We assumed, darling, that's why you were here.
so I have my own side projects that I deal with, personal issues. And I got a notification from one of my contacts. And I need you to help me put away some of my old demons.
Just
Not
Curious.
literal demons.
Okay, that's good.
I mean,
Figurative demons. I apologize for not
I am
clarifying.
a little done with demons for a little while.
So... Oh, okay, cool.
nice.
So...
Bears.
Mm-hmm.
The bears should be standing up, but
I couldn't find clip art silhouettes of rampant bears, so I just went with Lego bears.
okay, fair enough.
Yeah. Anywho.
And we all know how well you deal with cults.
How well we deal with what?
Cults.
Oh.
Oh,
Yeah.
Elena.
Again.
This one's a little more personal.
Okay.
I need you to help me, and I'm going with you, deal with a cult that I was part of when I was younger.
Oh. What kind of cult?
Scientology.
I don't fuck with
The
Scientology. Ow.
BBEG is freaking Tom Cruise. God damn.
Have you ever heard of the fireplace?
Heard of what?
The fireplace. A cult known as the fireplace.
Can I make a roll to see if
Yeah,
maybe...
have I heard of that?
Yeah, sure. You guys can make a history check.
There is one in
They're
the
all the
kitchen.
same. God, I thought that 26 was me. I was like, damn! Like, I don't even think I can get that high with a natural 20.
There are fireplaces all over the keep.
Your friend is very interesting.
Yes, they are.
Tilda, you... If it's a older cult, then you probably you probably haven't heard of it. Like if it's an older cult, then you probably would know it. If it's a newer cult, probably not. So you make the assumption with your 26 that it's a newer cult. You're racking your brain, and it's like, nope. Sounds similar. Nope.
What was it called again, darling?
The fireplace.
Fireplace. No.
Okay. So, when I was younger, when I was about 13 years old, my father kicked me out of my home. Not before he beaten me half to death, and I had to crawl to a church of Pelor and seek treatment for my injuries. You see, my father was very superstitious, and my father was also human. So, when you come out looking like this, you know how they talk, and she's looking at you, Zaitari.
Yes, I'm aware.
What's up? What race is she? I thought she was
tiefling.
Human too.
She's tiefling.
No, she's tiefling.
Who are we talking to?
Elena.
Oh, I thought we were talking to Alexandria.
No, she's half elf.
All right. Well, that's why I was like, when you come out looking like this, what the hell? Like, okay, all right. I apologize. I am on the right track now.
Okay. So I wandered the streets for a little while, and then I met Jenna. Jenna was probably around 17 at the time. Beautiful human woman, young woman. And I ran with her for a little bit, and she told me about the fireplace. It was a place I could go if I wished to have a warm bed, food, have all the comforts of what a street kid would consider luxury. So I had run with her, I trusted her, so I went with her to the fireplace. And it was like a small community. They grew their own vegetables, their own food, and the person running the place was called Octi. He was a very charismatic, very persuasive, very manipulative individual.
It's always like that with cult leaders, isn't it?
It is.
There was this one man I dated. I think he led a cult.
Maybe now's not the time for personal anecdotes, darling.
No. But, still, I'm just happy you didn't say his name, mostly.
So, what we would do is we would go from town to town where there was a large enough population of street children, and we would recruit them to come with us back to the fireplace. And we would teach them how to prepare food and things for rituals. Yes, there were rituals. And essentially, I became Octi's right-hand woman. Jenna was his left. And I was basically... As I rose through the ranks, I began to realize how purely evil Octi could be. But at that point, I didn't care. I was his right-hand woman. I was essentially his head torturer. If Octi wanted one of the children to be made an example of, I was there. If there's somebody that had to be dispatched, messy or quietly, that was me. Jenna was the recruiter. I made sure people stayed. So, one day, we went back to the town I was from, And at this point, I had been bound to the patron we all worshipped. And, you know, when you have a patron, sometimes they talk to you. And my patron was telling me, you know, you should pay a visit to your father. So, I went to my old house. I knocked on the door. And I conjured up hellfire and brimstone. And when I opened the door and released all of that heat and anger and hate and fury, I had burned my mother alive. And my patron knew that it wasn't my father. And he just laughed and laughed and laughed. So, at that point, I had went back with Octi back to the fireplace. I acted like everything was normal. And then after he and Jenna fell asleep, I gathered my things and I ran away. And it was at this point, not sometime after Locke and Phoenix found me. And I told them everything I did after a while. And they gave me a second chance. And now I have found that Octi is still doing what he's doing. Going from town to town. Getting children to join his cult, his movement. And I have spent many years trying to find him. And I found him. But I need help getting rid of him. So I come to you, asking for help.
Not to be rude, but why us, darling? I mean, you have an entire organization at your command, and you've come up...
I can't involve them in this. This is personal, and I know all of you know personal.
Yes.
This is not a treasure hunter issue. This is a me issue. And I will pay you, and whatever you find in Octi's lair, you're more than welcome to keep.
Have you run this past Alexandria?
No.
I mean, technically we do work for her.
If Alexandria really needs us, she'll let us know.
That is true.
And I don't recall signing an exclusive contract.
You don't? Because I do.
I don't think it was exclusive. Was it? No side work?
So, where is this Octi at?
Octi is currently at the edge of the Sea of Gadar, and that's where he established his new base of operation.
Did you say by the Sea of Gadar?
Yeah.
On which side of the Sea of Gadar?
On the Leonian side.
Fuck this guy.
I know. It's not going to be easy, because of the children involved. When I was there, he had some kind of magical aura that lowered inhibitions. My contact has notified to me that that magic has become stronger because he has a bind being to actively suppress free thought in a way. It's strange.
Do we know what the thing is that he has down?
It's a fey being of some sort. That's all my contact was able to get.
Ooh, Faye, that's never good.
I don't know the nature of the fey being. I have made, and she takes out a chain, and there's like a pendant attached to the chain with like a white stone. So these were good enough to suppress whatever magic he was using last time. I've interwove the pendants with cold iron. If the creature is indeed a fey being, the magic shouldn't affect us. But other than that, there's one other thing. If you choose to help me on this, there's one other thing I need to ask. There might be the possibility that we can only do one thing. Kill Octi or free the children.
That we can only do
one thing.
What? Okay.
One of these things. Either our focus is to free the children that are already there, or we focus our efforts in Octi.
If we kill Octi, wouldn't the children be free of his spell?
If we attempt to kill Octi, the children might defend him. The bond is that strong. When I was still there, we would have all died for him. We would have all died for his cause. And if there is indeed a fey being there, that's bound, that's helping with all this, killing Octi might not really relinquish control. You gotta also realize there is many, many, many weeks, months, possibly, in my case, years of brainwashing. So that's not necessarily a spell, that's indoctrination.
Would there be a way to remove him from the area so we could deal with him and then somehow get some sort of rescue attempt on the children later once we've already dealt with him?
It's possible, but
we do have many different options of infiltration and extraction. So it's something to think about.
It is. We can view more of our options if we go and look at the compound. Like I said, when the compound was moved since I had been there. So it took me some time to locate him. I don't know what this new compound looks like. My contact gave me... She was outside of the compound, but she couldn't get too close without being alert, so she didn't know the finer details.
Who is your contact?
Is it Jenna?
It's not Jenna.
Alright.
I wouldn't trust that snake in the grass as far as I can fucking throw her. So, my contact is actually a friend of Varys's. I enlisted his help because I didn't want to I didn't want to involve any of the other treasure hunters in this. For
A friend of whose?
Varys.
Oh, okay.
So-
And, well, if she's high enough in the organization, perhaps she could help, extract the children. Whilst the rest of us, get rid of this Octi person.
she's not in the organization. She's just been following them and tracking them. And she snuck into one of their carts and was able to overhear things about this bound being, but she didn't want to stay long enough to be influenced by the frickin' magic that was happening around. She had to get in and get out pretty fast, so that's why
How fast are they burning through these kids? I mean, they must be using them at a rate.
The rejects are used in the ritual, which I remember preparing. I don't know if...
The rejects.
The rejects, the ones that won't succumb to the brainwashing. We prepared them specially.
Oh.
It's not ideal, but sounds like hard choices might have to be made.
Well, before we settle on any hard choices, we know where we're going, and we have a couple different means of scouting. We have divination with Tilda, we have some invisibility with Raine, and we have Bittersweet, who can turn themselves into a bird.
Can they?
Or cat.
How many points? How far in druid did they go? Can they do?
Level.
Like-
Yes, I actually can.
Well, we know they can turn into a cat.
Yeah, I was just curious if flying was
Yeah.
even an option. So
Yeah, if they could even do anything with the fly speed.
I am good in a fight, and I don't like people who hurt children.
I was a terrible person. That's why Varys was considered for the position before I was, even though Locke and Phoenix said that wasn't a factor. And every day I hate myself for what I did. I need either to get these new kids out, or to get rid of Octi. Both would be ideal.
Then we'll try to
Agreed.
do both.
So she doesn't. Do you know where his stronghold is at the moment?
Yeah, like I said, Leona side, Sea of Gadarn, I have a location.
Okay. Then let's go.
Alright.
It's By the way, how much were you intending on paying us? I
was
say
gonna
as we're
ask-
walking out.
I was gonna ask, but I'm like, oh, I hope Tilda asks first.
And end scene. Alright, cool. So, yeah. So
No, I need an answer, damn it!
Give me a second.
Also, before we leave, I tell Ren, don't even think about fucking up this tavern while we're gone.
Friend says, I have 3 decades of experience, woman. I think I know how to take care of a tavern if a rebellion is not taking place.
Well, you'll excuse me.
I thought it was a
If-
Wern.
I'm a little on edge, leaving.
It
Wern.
is Wern, but
Okay.
Okay.
you hear Philip belch.
Leaving my first
is this just an
Ever-
excuse for you to burp at us?
No!
property alone when it hasn't been around for very long. Just little nervous, so please just take care of it well.
I will. Zaitari, I have this. We're fine.
Remember, Cal likes his little treats every night.
Of course.
He's going to get fat if you give him treats every night. What are you doing?
My cat.
My cat, my
fantasy cat.
rules.
It's a fantasy cat. He can do cardio in the off time.
And please make sure Medley actually does his job of, actually killing the mice and not just playing with them.
I mean, I'll try.
I don't know. He's a pretty smart cat.
He is a pretty smart cat, Ron says.
I would also like to ask Warren that if Theo drops by, just tell him that we've got a mission and had to leave suddenly.
We're off on another adventure.
Yeah.
Fucking everyone is going about getting taverns ready and sending messages. Bittersweet goes and gets their hammer.
Okay.
Oh shit.
Loops the chain around their shoulders. And goes to get ready.
Okay. So Elena is going to take out a small bag, and she looks into the bag. I have 1,000 on hand right now. I was planning to pay you guys in.
That's all of the entirety of what she was gonna.
Well, that and whatever you wanted from the...
Right. No, I'm not criticizing. I'm asking.
Yeah.
Just because you cut out a couple times. Do you need some of that to get home?
No, I'll be fine getting home.
Then 1,000's fine.
Okay. Thanks, you guys. I appreciate it.
This man is messing in the wrong duchy. So.
You carry the guilt on your soul like a stain. You should learn to let go. That sort of thing builds up in you. Don't become the thing that you hate. Take it from someone who knows.
I've been trying. I've been trying very hard. You're not the first person to have said that to me. And that's where we'll end it. Okay, so next game will be on the 8th.
Yay!
Yay!
Wait, it's already... Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's
I know,
February.
right?
The 1st.
Mhm.
Second? It's a
Yes.
It's the second now.